We're back on another exciting episode of Starfleet Boy After Dark. You thought I was going to say something different than I do normally, but I don't. It's the same. Hello. We already have people viewing us. There was one person waiting. It's very nice.
Those are Russian bots. Wait, no.
No, it's OG Skywatch. Russian bots don't say beam me up, Scotty. What are you drinking, Fatheree?
The same thing I'm always drinking is Michelob Ultra with only 2.6 grams of carbs.
What?
Starfleet Boy, not sponsored by Michelob Ultra.
Oh, that's an unsolicited shout out. That's what we call it. On
Starfleet Boy is officially sponsored by Cracker and Peanut Butter. Whatever brand you want.
That's a good thing. Ruben has not seen Godzilla versus Superman. I mean,
Godzilla versus
Godzilla v Superman.
We're probably not far from that movie.
That movie should.
At the rate things are going, I give it 10 years.
I can't believe I said Godzilla versus Superman. Godzilla versus King Kong, but he's seen it because it's happened before in like the.
And then there'll be Godzilla versus Superman, the Snyder cut. That'll be 12 hours long.
It will be. But honestly, Ruben, just watch this movie for the fights. It's got a decent story, like an interesting. I think it's.
It does.
Story.
Can I tell a story about this movie?
Yay! I'm glad you're here to hate watch. Yes, tell a story.
Well, so I had a very long week. I was sick over the weekend because I got like my second COVID shot, but I'm glad to like have that done with. But then I had like a household project. I actually took a day off from my day job on Monday so that I could spend all day Sunday and Monday cleaning out this junk room that we have. We were trying to like rearrange, and that literally took like all day and night, Sunday and Monday, like organize everything, figure out what's getting sold, what's getting thrown away, what we're keeping.
It's called spring cleaning, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna
do that.
It was a
next
spring
week.
Cleaning project. Then I had some. I've recorded a lot of footage of me and Dave discussing Star Trek Deep Space Nine Season 2, Part 2, that I had to edit, also like do my day job, and come home, try to clean up the audio, try to like trim some of that shit down to make it reasonable for a podcast length conversation. And I was like busting my ass to try to like get this done so that I would be able to watch Godzilla versus Kong before tonight. And I finally did. I got done with everything like yesterday at around like 10 o'clock at night. And I went like I took a shower and then came and like sat in my recliner and relaxed. I'm like, oh, like it's been a long week, but I finally made it. I pulled up HBO Max and hit play.
It's HBO Max.
And this is
the rest of the world says HBO Max. We say H and our H's are silent in the United. Okay, sorry, go on. I totally interrupted you. As I do.
I should also say that like a couple of months ago, because I saw like the first like Warner Brothers Godzilla movie and I hated it.
What, Matthew Broderick one?
No, I hated that one too, but the one they did after that with the Rogue One guy directed.
Oh yeah, the one that's like basically like pitch black movie for like
90%
of the runtime.
It was like that dark, murky look that I can't stand, and the whole movie is just kind of like a monster cock block.
Wait, you cut out what movie are you talking about?
The 2013 or 14. It was 13.
I think it was
14. 14.
The one with
that
Cranston.
Godzilla movie.
The Cranston,
yeah, Bryan Cranston's in it.
With Mount Fuji in the background or something.
Yeah,
meth in it. It's like, what?
That movie was such a disappointment to me, and it felt like the whole point of like these. I grew up loving like the Japanese Godzilla movies, and like the whole point of them is the dumb spectacle of seeing the monster, and like that whole movie is like It was like a monster cock block. It would be like we're about to show the monster, and then like there's something in the way, and like it was like no, this is like the most idiotic way to make like a Godzilla movie. So I hated that, and I kind of like wrote off this whole franchise.
You're like I thought you would love that movie.
No, it was terrible.
Wow.
But it
I can't remember.
I say that as someone who like really enjoys Godzilla, but.
What did you think of that one, Ruben? Sorry, since you brought it up, I have to ask.
What did I think of which one?
The Godzilla 2014 Cranston. Did you watch that one?
Yeah, I watched that one. It was okay. It was nothing.
Did you like the Matthew Broderick Godzilla?
No.
Not at all?
Nobody
Fatheree?
likes that one.
I love that.
You're the first person I've met in 23 years who likes that movie.
That's one of those movies
okay,
where
this is
about
gonna be an
10 minutes in,
interesting
I knew I was
Godzilla.
right.
This is gonna be an
That's
interesting
it.
Godzilla.
I'm out.
But
the Toho, right? Toho is the one that did the original ones, right? The Studio Toho.
sure.
Toho. That's
they're
what I am.
originals.
I'm a Toho.
Well,
You're a Toho-ho.
Toho. Sorry.
but
Toho-ho.
a couple months ago, like in January, on HBO Max, I sat down and I watched that Skull Island movie with Samuel L. Jackson, and then I watched like the Godzilla King of the Monster movie, and I thought, hey, both of these are like really solid. I had like a fun time with both of those. I thought they were a big improvement over the 2014 Godzilla. So I was kind of looking forward to this. I was kind of expecting it to be on level with that, and I was very, very disappointed with what we got with Godzilla versus Kong. I thought that like the human
wow.
characters were so
I
insufferable.
dressed up for it. Look, I'm in the lighting.
I'm wearing a
of Hong
Godzilla
Kong.
shirt too.
No, I'm not. I'm not
What?
wearing I'm wearing a Star Trek shirt. I'm just saying my
Oh.
lighting tonight is Hong Kong in the movie.
I mean, I think there were a couple like neat sequences, but just like like out of like these modern Godzilla movies, this one was the dumbest plot. It had the weakest characters. I don't understand like anyone's motivation in this entire movie. Not saying like the other characters were especially deep. But, you know, like, at least, like, in Kong Skull Island, like, I get, like, Samuel L. Jackson, he's a soldier bitter that he lost the Vietnam War, so he's never going to surrender, he's never going to retreat. I get, like, Loki is in that movie, and he's, like, this badass, but he has, like, he's mentally scarred from his troubled past, so he's, like, a reluctant badass, but he's still a badass. It's like, I understand those characters, I understand those motivations. This movie, like, I don't know what the fuck was going on with, like, Sign Language Mom, or, like, the villain lady
my gosh.
that was part of that crew, or, like, Science Bro, who was, like, leading the mission to, like, this, like, what if there's like an energy
Alexander
source at the center
Skarsgård.
of the Earth, and like what if a Titan will
Skarsgård.
lead us there? It's like, well, what if?
Oh, I forgot to tweet. All right, before I tweet,
don't think
PJ
Father
says
likes
I watched Godzilla vs Kong.
I
Would
get
be
a
nice
feeling.
to discuss it with someone. PJ, you're welcome to come on.
Sure.
If you like. Just
Is-
let me know if you want
Is
to, and I'll
PJ
send you the link.
Wreck?
Boat
Yes.
wreck. Boat. It's
I know,
boat.
I said I did that purpose.
You said it over. Okay.
Boat wreck.
Boat wreck.
No, he
You're
says
welcome
it. He
to-
says it. Boat wreck.
boat wreck.
I think
That's how
it's
it-
boat wreck.
Yeah, boat wreck.
It's
No,
the
I
journey
used to
of
say
the snake.
bow trek.
It's the
for some
journey of a
reason.
boa constrictor.
A boa trek.
Trying to
like-
get to
but
college.
I like that better. Oh my gosh, I don't know if PJ likes that, but I like that.
But I guess it's okay that we're spoiling this movie. I don't know if you've
Oh,
warned
100%.
your audience.
There's a
but-
little ticker at the bottom here, and
Okay.
I still haven't tweeted. That's so crazy. I'm so sorry. There's a little ticker at the bottom here that says spoilers go for all the things that covers us on everything, but especially Godzilla versus Kong, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and of course Star Trek.
Let me just say like one other thing like I really want to complain about in this movie, and then I think I'll be done. I think we've got all my complaints out there. But when the movie opens with Bernie, the podcaster guy, and he's
Yes,
like this big
that's me.
goofball.
No, that's Ruben. Ruben
I
is
hated
Bernie
that
the
character
podcaster.
so much instantly, and I thought he was just going to be there to like Godzilla's going to come like attack or something, and they're just going to set up some like exposition that we're supposed to know about. And then I realized like, oh, this guy's actually like an important character in this movie. And I was like, fuck, this is going to be a long movie because like there's no tension, there's no danger with anything with him because he just says like these stupid jokes that aren't even funny constantly. And then when I saw him team up with the girl from the last movie, I was like, they're doing like the series of movies with like these human characters. Like, I don't care about like these human characters. I care about the monsters. Like, I don't want to see like the same people in every movie. And then the fat kid from Deadpool, like every scene with like the three of them on their like investigative mission. Like, I wanted to like throw my TV out the window every time they were on screen.
Because you were bored? Is it because you were bored?
Because I hated everything. I hate like the stupid attempts at levity. I found like all three of those characters incredibly annoying, and I just found the plot so like batshit insanely dumb. Oh, and then the coolest thing of the movie, the one thing that I really liked, was when like it's weird like Kong has an axe from the center of the earth, but okay, whatever, I'll roll with it. When Godzilla does the combo move and charges it up with his atomic breath so that Kong can cut down Mechagodzilla,
That's the best ever.
That was almost cool, except in order for them to do that, Tweedledee and Tweedledum shit in the control room had to use the dead wife whiskey to pour that into the computer they were trying to hack in order to disable the Mechagodzilla for Kong to do that. So that entirely undercuts it and ruins it. And I was like, oh yeah, this movie was so dumb. I cannot approve of this movie.
What's great about how you articulated that is that only people who've seen the movie will appreciate how funny it is that you said the dead wife's whiskey.
I mean, this was a fucking plot point in the movie. Like they literally saved the day because he had his dead wife whiskey with him.
All right, Father, would you
like
say...
I didn't write the shit, I'm just repeating it.
But okay, so this is true. None of the Godzillas ever, in my opinion, as far as I can remember, and you guys might be able to prove me wrong, the story has never surpassed the fights. That's what everyone goes to see. So I wouldn't watch Godzilla versus
maybe
Kong
not the original
for the story. I'd watch
the
it
original
Gojira.
Gojira.
I would
beating
argue
the crap out of each other.
I would argue the entire like theme of the original film is actually something very
What does it remind
serious.
me? I think I forgot.
It's basically about nuclear weapons. It's Hiroshima effectively created Godzilla.
Oh, okay, then.
So it's about not
That's a good
killing
message.
70,000
That's a good
people.
story.
Yeah, so that's the theme. I mean, yeah, it is about the giant monster destroying shit at the end of the day.
But yeah, and like,
that is a very like poignant and even still relevant today story.
But this is why I think that's a piss poor defense of this movie. Because there's actually not that much monster on monster fighting in this movie. There's arguably 3 fights, I guess. And I don't think any of the fights are that creative.
Okay, so
compared to the other recent ones.
I will say this, and this as soon as the all clear is given, I hope they re-release it because I think the fights will be more impressive on IMAX. And I plan to be drunk when I'm watching the movie in IMAX.
Both those things would help. Yeah, if I was drunk or seeing it in IMAX,
could you
both those
imagine,
would help.
some of the shots, what I did notice is that like as I was watching it we have a pretty decent sized TV.
How big? How big is it?
It's 60 inches.
It was filmed for IMAX? Okay.
But it will be really. They always do something. They do a thing.
They can convert it to the IMAX aspect ratio. It's not the same quality of resolution as if they actually shoot on IMAX, but
I don't know if I could actually do it on the stream, but I'll show you some of these angles. They're gonna look insane, and also the crispness and the detail of the CGI, especially the buildings in Hong Kong. I had to rewatch it in my Google. I do this a lot. I watch movies on Google Glasses, especially ones that have really dynamic camera angles and CGI and stuff like that, just to experience it what it might be like to see it in a movie theater, at that perspective. And this movie made me dizzy. I almost fainted. It was so amazing.
There are some good visual, I think the Hong Kong stuff
spectacular.
When the Hong Kong stuff, when he's jumping from the skyscraper to skyscraper, I thought that looked pretty cool. So I'll give him points for that, and also that because I think the entire first hour of the movie is insufferable, but that had that boat fight in there, which I actually liked that part, and some of that was kind of like the way that the boat was flipped upside down and Kong's having to struggle to get back to the surface, to get air and stuff like that. Those are the few times where I thought these fights were actually being creative and interesting. And so I'll say there are some moments of that, I mean, for me, it felt like very little of that over the entire 2-hour course, which felt like 3 hours to me. But
PE, I'm the only person who can answer this question because Martian hasn't seen either film, and Fatheree has only seen Godzilla versus Kong.
no, Superman versus Batman is. I saw it in the theater. That's literally that's literally my least favorite movie of all time. I'll say any movie is better than that.
Wow. I think that for me, Godzilla versus Kong, if I had to compare them, but I think they're incomparable until we have Superman versus Godzilla.
I actually would like to answer that. Having not seen Godzilla vs Kong, I will still vote for Godzilla vs Kong as the better film because there is no way in hell. There's no way. Short of Godzilla screaming out Mothra,
Mothra,
and then Kong being
that was a good one.
Why
Mothra.
would you say that name? And for some reason, Kong
I totally
has
thought that I thought I read that as Superman versus Batman, but in my head I thought it was the Justice League that you were talking about. Sorry, Ian, I answered incorrectly because Ruben has seen Superman versus Batman.
If I were to do a Kong versus Godzilla movie, it'd be a mix of A Room with a View and Brokeback Mountain.
That's what my girlfriend was making fun of me. She was like, "Oh yeah, like what if they fuck in the movie?" I was like, "Well, what if they do?" Because I told her, you know what I told her? Like, I don't get points for like predicting this, but I told her like, I bet neither one of them wins. I bet like they team up and fight something else.
And they'd straight up look at the camera and like, "You love it, fanboys! Oh yeah!"
Which one's the
just like crazy shit?
Which one's the dominant one, and which one's the submissive one? Is what I would want to know.
Well, that's the whole movie, right?
Hold on, you're talking about Godzilla and King Kong
the struggle.
having sex?
Who's gonna be on top?
Oh my god!
First
of all, Godzilla.
Gonna be on top?
Godzilla's
and then
100%.
the threesome comes in. Mothra comes in. It's like, oh yeah, don't worry about being on top, baby. Let's be a
Godzilla's
triangle.
100% on top. In that
think
scenario, yeah, he's a total top.
I mean, he probably has problems bending over anyway. Because of his shape,
Who won in this movie, Fatheree?
I mean, I guess if they fight 3 times and Godzilla best Kong twice, so I guess he wins.
Did Godzilla best Kong? Yeah, I guess it's true.
But as a kid, it really, really bothered me in the 60s one.
I like that Godzilla lets King Kong live. You can never kill King Kong on screen. I don't think you can do it.
What do you mean? Most King Kong movies, he dies at the end. He died in the 30s one that Marion C. Cooper made. He died in the 70s one. He died in the Peter Jackson one from 2005.
Isn't it?
He almost always dies. I've seen him live in like 2 movies. I guess 3 if you count like the 60s Godzilla
really
versus Kong.
Die? I never remember King Kong die.
Yes, he gets shot by the airplanes and falls off the skyscraper. Off of the Empire State Building.
So which is the best King Kong
That's
movie?
one of the most iconic moments in cinematic history.
Which is the best King Kong movie? It's true.
That's the 30s one. The Marion C. Cooper one.
That's the best one?
Yeah, that's a classic.
That's crazy that no one's made a better one. Peter Jackson didn't make a better... I didn't see that one. That one was called King Kong Legend of the Skull Island or something.
No, it wasn't. That's the recent one.
And the Ring of Power.
At the end of the day, any Kong movie is about the spectacle of a giant ape, right? And like the original is the only one that could be like, this was done at a time when special effects were nothing.
No, it's
Whereas
true.
now it's like, the Peter Jackson one CG, the new one CG, 10 years from now CG, they'll all be CG, CG, CG. And then the 70s one is the 70s one. That'll always be funny.
Are you Fay Ray?
So the original just has that,
Jimmy Ray?
That pleasure of being the first movie.
Who wants to know? It's true. Here we go.
How's
I found
the design of like a Godzilla in the movie? I haven't seen a picture.
It actually didn't look good. I hated the look of it. And I was already in a pissed off mood because, I didn't watch a single trailer for this movie. I wanted to go in with, I didn't want to know anything about it. I didn't want to know a single plot point. I didn't want to know jack fucking shit. I just wanted to watch the movie unfold and learn about it by actually watching it. And the day that I'm gonna watch it on, I get on Facebook, I see like some meme of Mecha Godzilla, and I was like, well, fuck, now I know that fucking Mecha Godzilla's in the movie. Thanks for ruining the big surprise. To be honest, I might have hated it a lot less if I had actually gotten to enjoy that surprise.
Father, your volume goes up and down, so I don't know what's going on your end, but hopefully it's fixed. I just put auto on for you. Is that okay?
It's the
I
rage.
had that disabled. In my,
Oh, should I enable it?
I'm like turned down really low right now.
Oh, there you go. Say something.
Something.
Say something at your like normal speaking voice with
Something at my normal
little
speaking voice.
your little you're cutting out at the top.
Okay, what about that? How's that?
There, that sounds good, I think.
Okay.
Ruben, do you think that sounds good? Do I sound loud or low? Sorry, audience, we're doing a mic check.
No, you
Mic
sound
check.
fine to me, and yeah, Fatheree was a little bit weird here and there, but
But now he sounds fine.
I was not talking.
Say Godzilla fucking sucks.
Godzilla fucking sucks.
All right, I think you're good.
Okay.
Evan's here, and he says the 76 heartbeat death scene is the best.
It's the 70s, man. I love every 70s movie.
I don't remember that one. Who's in the 70s one? I've seen
Jessica
less
Lange.
King Kong than Godzilla.
Jessica Lange is the.
Oh yes.
Us.
Oh yes, yes. Okay, okay.
I saw
know
the
that one.
70s one on TV in the 90s as a kid. And I thought it was good. I don't know if I would still like it now, or I might appreciate it more now. I don't know. But I don't think I would like it nearly as much as the classic from the 30s. And I think the Skull Island one is fun for what it is.
I think they should make a
That's-
King Kong movie in the 5th year of every decade. Every single decade should have its version of Kong, just so we could see cultural differences. in
That's what we
sync.
got.
How
That's what
about-
this is like? Well, this is this
Not
this
'cause we didn't get an
decade, this
80s
culture
We didn't
is.
really get an 80s one, and we didn't get a 90s one. So we skipped 2 decades without Kong.
I think tweens are gonna love this movie.
I don't. I don't.
I think so.
I don't think
this is a movie
children
for
watch
tweens
movies
'cause
anymore. They watch
the-
Tic Tac videos.
The girl TikTok. It's called TikTok. I'm on TikTok.
Whatever
by
it's
the way.
called.
Remember Tic Tac? You take the Tic Tac, and then you see the video in your head.
By the way, Ruben, do you know what Shaka's latest TikTok count? We support TikTok because Shaka's on TikTok, so you have to kind of you don't have to give an endorsement, Father, but we do on Starfleet Boy After Dark. But TikTok,
I do on my show too.
Chaka's on TikTok at like
Yeah,
almost
I support Shaka.
yeah he's at like almost like 100,000 million subscribe or followers or no, he calls them leaders, which I love. Chaka's amazing. He's such an inspirational person.
He
Like,
calls
keeps
his
people
followers leaders.
Yeah, and
He just subverted it.
I like dom sub relationships, so I still will call my subscribers subs. I'm sorry, subscribers, but you're my subs, or I could be your sub. But anyways, yes,
Switches.
no, you're all leaders too. All of you are leaders. You're all. I love it. I love Chaka. Anyways, go get on TikTok. I'm calling it TikTok from now on. That's like the best thing ever. Jeff Bridges, that's the one that
Jeff.
with Lang, right? It's Jeff Bridges.
Oh yeah, he was in that. Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Does anyone on here like things anymore, or is it just all? It's just Fatheree that doesn't like this movie, and Ruben, I love it.
So just the majority of us.
I loved
yeah,
it. I mean, compared to Batman vs Superman, I loved it.
it's true. Ruben did love it. But PJ, come on, how many things have you not loved? And Starfleet Boy is a whatever goes. Starfleet Boy After Dark is a whatever goes type of
Yeah,
environment. so
I
we
think
gotta
we're
roll with
talking
it.
about this because it's the most relevant movie to talk about
Fatheree
right now.
just wanted to have a great end of his week, and instead it was
Oh,
shitty.
I didn't get
and
it.
he was
That's
mad,
okay.
and that's okay. He didn't get it.
I
That's
did
fine.
interview the costume
Maybe
designer
I
of
like
the
Mortal
movie.
Kombat more.
Oh yeah, it's going
the-
soon.
HBO Max is about to do the Mortal Kombat in like two weeks, I think. I bet PJ
Yes.
knows when it
I
is.
think it got
He'll
delayed.
tell us. Got delayed.
The release date for Mortal Kombat. But I interviewed Anne Foley, the costume designer of the Kong movie.
Oh,
She's also doing the She-Hulk show coming up on Disney Plus.
Oh,
And
is that shooting already?
I believe so, yeah. It's in pre-production. And she's also doing Masters of the Universe, the new He-Man movie. But I couldn't ask
I
her
didn't know
questions
they were
about
doing
it.
a new movie because
Yeah.
they're doing an animation. The animation studio is here in Austin, and Kevin Smith is the showrunner on it.
Yeah, they're doing a new movie, but she couldn't talk and she couldn't say anything about it. So
Huh? I didn't
I
know they
could
were
not
doing
pry.
a live action thing too. That's very interesting. I think that'd be cool if like one or the other, either the live action or the cartoon. But one should just like be like hard R Game of Thrones, fucking like chicks with like their tits out, fucking cutting people's heads off. I don't know why, but I just like I want to see just like a rated R He-Man. I think that would just be hilarious and like in a good way. Like
It could be. It
why
could be a
not?
cool universe if they did it right because it's very unique. It has that mix of technology and sword and sorcery.
Yeah, yeah, kind of like Star Wars.
Sort
not-
of,
but
but still with like
very
a
different.
sword.
Yeah.
You know, and like still kind of like those kind of weapons, like still in the mix.
It's like
But
the
still-
ratio is inverted. Like Star Wars is like 70% sci-fi and 30% like magic and fantasy. And He-Man's like the other way around. It's like 70% like magic and fantasy, sword and sandals, and then like 30% sci-fi.
Ruben, here's what Mecha Godzilla looks like in this new movie.
No, it
That's
ain't.
in the, I was about to say that's the new movie because that looks like one of the older.
I'm just being such a. I'm
I have seen.
I'm being a little
it's
bit of
funny
a jerk. Hold
because-
on. This is the new Mecha Godzilla.
It
And
looks
I
like
love
a
it.
Michael Bay transformer.
No, he's
Yeah,
really,
that's the first thing I thought. That's
he
a
makes
picture of
sense.
Transformers.
He makes sense. You know what I like is who's
What
the-
does he make sense? Like, why did it go haywire at the end when that dude got electrocuted? And it,
You
like,
know what's funny is that
I thought there was gonna be an explanation for that, and then there never was.
I do. It's dead wife whiskey, bro. That's what saves the world. Dead wife whiskey is
Like I get
It's
that
good
these
saying,
movies aren't good because of the story. I get that, but like the last two they made, Skull Island and King of the Monsters, like the plots, as silly as they were, had more of a logic to them than this one did. And they
There was
also
the-
like
there was
they had some silly
100%.
things, but they got serious when they needed to be serious. And I did not get that same experience with this one, if I'm going to be honest. Like I hope no one's mad at me for feeling that way. I could lie and be like, "Oh yeah, it was a really fun movie. I had a good time watching it." But I mean,
don't feel bad. You're 100% right though that you're 100% right that there's like not there's no emphasis placed on the storytelling to make sense in the sense that like maybe I guess like a Transformers movie would put a lot more attention on the characters that are going through the adventure. But for me, I feel like if they had done that, I would have been bored because I would have wanted more of the monsters, like the
How
the
long
Titans.
is
But
the movie?
also, I wonder.
it's not that long.
I
it's
also
it's a
wonder.
little under 2 hours.
Yeah,
it's like
and I-
153. I think.
I
See,
also
that's all I
wonder
care about
if-
these kind of movies.
I know the first Godzilla was like, epic and good and everything like that, but like there's like a ton because I feel like there were enough Godzilla movies to be on every weekend when I was growing up on TV, like for like a month or a
Yeah, but
year
those
or
are such a
whatever,
different style.
No,
Those
but
are
what I'm saying is,
such
like,
a different style,
I
and
think this
those
movie-
movies.
Wait, hang on. I think
Okay.
this movie. My statement was that I think this movie fails maybe at doing it well, but is trying to do some of that like nonsensical camp that was happening in the other films, like the later, the more ubiquitous era of Godzilla, where he was like, fighting the monster every week and like, it was like that kind of thing.
Do you know why a lot of those work though more so than this one? Because first of all, like those movies were even shorter. Most of those movies are like an hour and a half, I think.
Yeah, they're great for TV.
And-
I loved. By the way, I watched those. I loved.
That's why it was.
I mean, I haven't seen them since I was a kid, but like to me, those. And I had my Godzilla toy, and I had like my Ultraman toy, and I loved Ultraman and Godzilla fighting so much because it was like a man, like a person, right? Like, like,
Yeah, it was like a person and like a monster.
No
and a
Godzilla
monster, yeah, it was,
movie
like,
or
super cool.
Transformers movie or what was the other one I thought? King Kong movie should ever be more than 100 minutes tops, which is about an hour and a half. Anything over that, it's redundant.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Pacific Rim, which was like 2.5 hours. I'm like, come on, dude! It's monsters punching robots. I get it.
I really like
let's have
Pacific Rim.
three good fights, and let's get it done with.
I liked Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim scratched much more of that itch for me, and like if it felt closer in spirit to like the Japanese movies that.
What? Okay,
That was the year of that Hollywood broke me. Because it was Pacific Rim was the final movie in the quadrilogy that destroyed me, which started with I think Iron Man 2. Oh no, it was a 3. There was Star Trek Into Darkness that year, and there was Man of Steel. All 4 of those movies were in the same year.
2013.
Yeah, and that was it. By the time Pacific Rim came out, I was like, I'm done. I'm never fucking watching another Hollywood movie again.
Skull Island and GVK are better than the 2 standalone Godzilla films. Yeah, Skull Island I haven't seen. I started watching it. I know it has Brie Larson in it, right?
Skull Island is the best one that they've done of
They've
like
done it.
this modern generation of movies. Yeah, it's if you want like a good like dumb action movie, that's a good dumb action movie done
Is that
well.
the one with John C. Reilly in it?
Yeah,
And it
Okay,
has
I've
John
seen that
Goodman too. I just saw
yeah,
that
John.
much.
It has some strong performances. Actually, like memorable characters. It has Ms. Marvel or
Loki.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brie
Loki's in
Larson.
it,
That's
right?
Yeah, Brie Larson, Loki,
Hiddleston.
Samuel L. Jackson.
How's Brie Larson's character related to the lady and the little girl in this movie?
I don't think she is.
Millie Bobby Brown.
No, there's
Millie-
so
what's her
there's a
name?
cool.
Millie Bobby.
I like this story. Fatheree, I think, was like, I hated the story, but like there's a cool biologist or preservationist. So Ruben, we should tell you, King Kong is in like a protective area because the only 2 titans that are left are King Kong and Godzilla is going to come after King Kong, and there's this like biologist lady and this little girl who study King Kong and have become friends with King Kong, and like the little girl does sign language with King Kong, and they're like trying to protect him, but King Kong's too smart. He's like figured out that he's in like a weird like holodeck and he throws shit at it, and I'm like, I like there's things that are implausible. I can pick that scene apart too because this thing's only so big. How does King Kong not get to the end of it? You know, like things like that. He's
Ruben,
or whatever, but like
in Skull Island, you remember like that storm around the island? There's like that really cool helicopter sequence when they go through it.
Right.
But like the storm now is like has moved. It's like shifted to where like the storm is like on the island, and it like wiped out most of those local people. And so like they build like this protective dome to preserve the island so that Kong still has a habitat. And I thought they handled that stuff well. They actually they don't spend a ton of time explaining it. There's just like 1 or 2 lines of dialogue. It's like, oh, I get it. I understand.
And
What's
the
going
little
on.
girl works that whole side works a lot better
Yeah.
than Millie Bobby Brown's side of the
There-
adventure.
There's this girl
thought.
that's like she's like the one survivor of those islanders, and she survived the storm because Kong saved her.
I feel like they squished 7 movies into one, and that's what happened.
Yeah,
probably where the
all
failure
those
was.
human
But I think that the
subplots.
target audience for this is tweens, 100%, and they're gonna love this.
Why
shit
do you think that?
Because it's like Millie Bobby Brown is like a tween superstar.
Is she? I don't even know who the hell she is.
She's the girl
Stranger
11 from Stranger Things.
Oh.
And she's
Well-
also Sherlock Holmes' sister.
Yeah, like
So she's
I'm
been
like-
in 2 things on Netflix.
She's
I love, by the way,
Holmes.
Enola Holmes. I loved her
Enola
in
Holmes.
that. I thought she was. I'm a fan
Yeah,
of. Millie
it
Bobby
was
Brown.
pretty good. I enjoyed it.
It's actually, I'm a snob. I'm a Sherlock Holmes snob. It sucks. It's like the worst adaptation of Sherlock Holmes, but because of her, I loved it.
No,
was
no,
like,
I mean,
I'm
as
okay with
an
it. Yeah, it's like-
adaptation of Sherlock Holmes, it's
or
awful.
like even
But-
even a lark or an imagination of Sherlock Holmes. It needs to have fire. It's be set on fire and destroyed.
I also
But
have an
she's
issue
phenomenal.
that
Henry Cavill's in it, and so is
Is Henry Cavill Sherlock?
I have
Yes,
a bit
and
of a
who-
man
who
crush on
plays
Henry
Mycroft?
Cavill, so
yeah, it's true.
movies get a boost when he's
But
in
that's
it,
what I'm trying to say.
except for
I feel like
when he plays
tweens.
Superman in a Zack Snyder film. Go ahead.
I feel like tweens, 12, 13-year-olds. That's tweens, right? Like
Yeah, like 12, 13, yeah.
the Twilight
Like, they're between, not being a teen and a teen.
and a teen. Yeah. They're gonna love this movie. They're gonna eat it up. And if they saw it in the movie theater, it would be like insane. Especially eating all that candy and drinking soda and then watching Godzilla. You're
I
gonna
don't know if
love
they
it.
would though. I don't think that. I don't think Godzilla is like
It's
cool
not rich.
these days. I mean, I could be wrong. I
No,
don't know.
the growing problem with destruction porn movies that Hollywood
Destruction
doesn't.
porn movies. That's something
destruction
I'd like
porn.
to see. I
We
would
need
like
to ask
see an
Evan, by the
actual-
way. Is Evan still here? Because he has kids. We can ask
He has
him.
tweens, if I'm not mistaken. Evan, have you
Well, I mean, I can tell you, there's
have you
there's
seen
studies,
Godzilla
there's
versus
studies,
Superman?
there's
Oh, I did
studies
it
that
again.
show-
Shit. Sorry.
basically 35 and under. So anyone 30, there's studies that show this. Anyone over 35, their primary forms of entertainment are movies, television, video games, YouTube, in that order. Under 35, I may be getting the age slightly off by a year or two, but under 35, that list basically completely flips, and it becomes video games, YouTube, TV, movies, because kids are growing up with interactive entertainment. So passive entertainment like a movie is not as interesting to them. And like what I was saying with destruction porn, video games do it better. And you're immersed in it because you're the one causing the
No,
destruction.
you got to watch Hong
You're not
Kong.
watching.
I'll figure out a way to get you HBO, Ruben, so that you can see the Hong Kong. There's no video game that has the graphic power to do what they did in this. It was like it was the most.
I would beg to differ, sir.
It was the most amazing Hong Kong. They level the whole fucking city except for the Bank of China, which I'm glad they
And
didn't
when
love
you've
it.
seen it in movies for the past 15 years straight, non-stop destruction porn, basically
I'm gonna
copy
try to
pasted.
find. I'm gonna try to find a
destruction
clip.
porn.
I don't know if I can show it. I
It's
don't know if
not
I
as
can show it, but you're gonna. It's Father. You have to like look at it close, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
No, I said that like the first Hong Kong fight. That was like one of the few times I thought like the action was imaginative in this movie. And it's visually interesting the way that the towers are all like neon lit. It's like modern Hong
it
Kong
looks like this.
architecture.
They're fighting in this.
Yeah, it's
lighting.
like neon lights on skyscrapers. It almost had like a Tron Legacy look to it.
yeah. And it has
but
this action.
what we're talking about-
Angle, crazy action.
What we're talking about is like a 4-minute sequence in a 2-hour movie.
It was more like
So-
12 minutes, but yeah, and he hated the Millie Bobby Brown stuff, and I can understand why. But tweens are gonna love it, and I loved it.
I
have a
don't
tween
think they
brain.
will though.
I feel like I have
What's
a
her
tween
kind
brain.
of role in the movie? What is her story in the movie?
Can I-
It's like her. Okay, so she listens to this podcast of like this total
She
clown
listens to Starfleet
character
Boy.
who's
She
like
listens to Starfleet
he's
Boy
like a
After
Godzilla
Dark. No,
podcaster.
it's Starfleet Boy After Dark. She listens to
And-
Starfleet Boy After Dark.
And so like her and her friend who has a van. Her
He has
her
a
friend
van.
from high school.
He's from New Zealand.
He's
I thought
the
of
fat
Sean.
Kiwi kid from Deadpool 2. For some reason, there's like this American kid with a New Zealander accent, but like okay, whatever. And he so he like drives his van, and they go and like they find the podcast that she listens to,
They
and
totally
the three of
sidelined-
the three of them team up, and they go spy on this corporation that's secretly building Mechagodzilla. And so they're like sneaking around like they're on Star Killer Base or some shit. And then like they're in like Florida, and they go into like this one secret chamber, and they get into like this underground train that like this corporation built, and it takes them from Florida to Hong Kong because the climax of the movie is in Hong Kong. So you get like the impression like the writer's like, okay, how do we conveniently move our characters from the United States to Hong Kong? It's like, okay, there's like this underground train that this corporation has built to get to like their Hong Kong facility. And that's where Mechagodzilla is.
Before you finish though, Ruben, have you seen the two other Godzillas in this kind of world? This unit.
I don't think I've seen the second one.
So
That's
this
the
in
King
the
of the
second
Monsters?
one, the mom.
It's
Yeah.
much
mom
better.
dies.
It's much better.
I don't think
Her
I saw
mom
it.
Her mom dies in the second one, and that one's good because it had a lot of cool things. It has what's his name, Dancy. Is it Hugh Dancy? What's his name from Game of Thrones?
Oh yeah, Tywin Lannister was the bad guy. Yeah, and I felt like they had some type of plan with him at the end of that movie. But he's totally absent from this one. They go with something completely different with the bad guys here.
Son of Dennis, sorry we went on a long tangent, but what we wanted to know is would have you seen Godzilla versus King Kong, and would you show it to your tween kids?
That's not what
Do
you
think they would
asked.
love it? What did I ask?
You said you thought that this movie might not be great, but it'll do really good with that demographic.
Yes. Do you think this movie will do well with that demographic? I think it will. A couple of while Ruben is gone, a couple of quick comments because there's a lot of comments that we haven't gotten to. Fatheree Mortal Kombat comes out April 23rd,
Cool.
and
So that's how many weeks from now? That's
And,
three weeks.
Boatrek predicts that you'll hate Mortal Kombat.
I don't really have much expectations for it, so
Let's see here. I think I might be the one that hates Mortal Kombat, but we'll see because I love Christopher Lambert.
the only thing I know about that movie that makes me like a little like is the fact that like they created like this new character named Cole to be like the main character.
What's the Harley Quinn show? There's a show?
Yeah, it's really really good. It's an animated comedy. It has like the chick from The Big Bang Theory plays Harley Quinn. She's really good. Like
wow.
I loved the Bird of Prey and Harley Quinn movie that came out last year, and I love this Harley Quinn show that came out last year. Like
quick.
the
Oh, go ahead.
I was just like that's like the best the character has ever been, like outside of the original animated series and the comics, and in a lot of ways like better than that. Like just like within the last year. So that's really neat and exciting, I think.
A quick shout out to the Scum and Villainy Cantina in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Kevin Smith's stomping ground.
I met Harley Quinn. She was behind the bar.
Harley Quinn Smith?
Yeah, I met Harley Quinn. And we hit it off, and then we went to her apartment. It was a cool apartment. It was like a fun night. So thank you for that fun night.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was I
listened to a lot of Kevin Smith stuff. I didn't know that you knew his daughter.
Oh,
is it her? That's his daughter?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, great.
I don't think that's who you met.
I don't know if that's she's always behind the bar and she dresses up like Harley Quinn.
No, like her actual name is Harley Quinn Smith.
She never said her. I don't know her name because I assumed she was actually joking that her name was Harley Quinn.
No, like that's literally like the bar he goes to for like to do like his live shows. Like,
I wasn't there on that day. I was there on another day, but whoever this girl was, she might not have been.
Hold up. Did she look like? I'm gonna find a picture of her and ask.
While you do that, next comment. But shout out to that bar, and Evan, you should go to that place. It's a lot of fun. I think it's daytime. It's kid friendly. I'm not sure. I don't know why I keep thinking of you and the kids. You can go do adult things without the kids. Yes, I fully support an R-rated He-Man. Go for the grown man audience who used to watch He-Man when they were little boys. Yes, I also support an R-rated, NC-17 rated He-Man.
Do like fucking like a John Wick mixed with He-Man. You know,
He-Man does deserve to come back, I think. He-Man's popular enough. But it was like the biggest selling toy line ever, I think.
No.
Yeah, I think He-Man... Star Wars was?
Star Wars is.
It
was. Yeah, because it doesn't sell.
Ruben's like... No, I support
No. He-Man for like a period was one of the highest selling. He-Man rose and fell very quickly in the 80s.
Yeah. Like... Because I'm a little younger than y'all are. Like by the time I got to like the late '80s, like people were already kind of like burnt out on He-Man. Like I just caught like the tail end of it. Really,
there's actually cool documentaries on Netflix about those toys and stuff. But nothing beats Star Wars. Nothing comes close. Star Wars.
Sorry, I sent you a message on Twitter, by the way.
Okay. That Chateau, I'm going to check that in a second, but Chateau Picard is really strong, so I'm sorry I lost my voice, but Kong Skull Island had 1 million celebrities in it, which probably helped make the movie seem cooler than it actually was. Oh, I'll go check it out. But yeah, there were a lot of celebrities in the first few minutes or half hour or whatever. Is Tom Hiddleston the brother of the guy in this movie whose research they use? I want to talk about Hollow Earth.
The Skull Island movie is set in the 70s, so like none of those people are connected to this modern stuff. But no, like that movie is actually like it actually has like some it has a well planned structure to it for an action movie. The way that it has like an escalation of stakes, the way that like it showcases new dangers, like little stuff like that. The way that it has like these exciting twists that happen. I'm not saying it's like a brilliant movie, but like it's such a better example of like a popcorn action movie than I think this movie was.
By the way, I'll go back to Geek and Reviews comment, but yes, waiting to watch with my nephew. He's excited for it. He's a tween. There you go. 4-minute fight in Hong Kong. It's much longer, and that's true. It's like 20 minutes. It's amazing. But before
I'd have to time it. But I know like I spent a disproportional amount of that movie bored. Like what fights are in there? There's like the boat fight that's well under 10 minutes, isn't it? And then there's that first fight.
Loved it.
There's that first fight in Hong Kong, and then there's like then there's like the Mecha Godzilla fight in Hong Kong.
Hold up, what was it that Ruben said?
My friend's 6-year-old, he told me, my best friend Pablo, you remember Pablo?
Yeah.
His son told him, it's the first time he's ever heard his son say, "Daddy, I love that movie."
Oh, wow. Father, you're skipping the King Kong Hollow Earth battle with the flying bitch bats.
I am. Yeah, that's a little. That's not really a battle. That's a little bit of like a skirmish.
Really this movie. Flying bitch bats.
Yeah, there's flying bitch bats. You know they're bitch bats.
They fly over.
Father?
They're like pants. Them shit's way too tight. You're a bitch. I'm a bitch bat.
I don't know. I was very underwhelmed with that stuff in general.
But they're flying bitch bats. Do you acknowledge that they're flying bitch
They were more like chicken bats, weren't they?
Yeah, but bitch chicken bats. They're bitch bats. They were like really bitchy.
I don't get where the bitch part comes from.
They were.
Okay. I'm gonna look up some timestamps of the movie.
Okay, hold on. While you do that, more comments. The film is dumb fun, well-paced, amazing action. I thought that the movie it had like a steady pacing. Yes, I was happy with the pacing. I don't know if it was well-paced, but I was happy with the pacing. The humans are more tolerable than in previous films because they're like.
Strong disagree on that. I was like in physical pain every time there was like a human sequence on here.
No, I like that the universe expanded. Maybe you didn't like the comedic blend because the first one was super serious.
Really bad, yeah. The first one was too serious. It's like they the first one was too serious, and then I feel like with Skull Island and King of the Monsters, they were doing like a much better job, and then with this one, they went like too silly.
Super silly. That's what it was that you didn't like. I got it. One of the things, actually. So many not real people die. A city destroyed. I loved it. I don't know why I had no problem with a city being destroyed in this, but I do in Superman versus Batman. But I had no problem with Hong Kong.
Well, and this are animals, I guess, that don't really have a conscience. So.
And it's not a real city in Superman either. It's Metropolis. It's not even New York. This is a real city in real life. Like they're destroying Hong Kong in the movie, but I hated
41:53.
He's actually timing the. It's going to be longer.
This is when Kong bursts out of his collar. It's at 41:53. Let's see how long this battle lasts.
All right, you do that. I love this. What's up? I heard my name, Evan. We already got past this. I'm sorry, I'm a little behind. There is a significant amount of monster fight time in the film. Fatheree's assessment is inaccurate. I agree, PJ. But
I don't know. We have different opinions on significant.
How about instead of saying significant, for me there was a satisfactory amount of monster fight in the thing. I thought I got enough monster fight. Ruben's right. It could have turned into porn, and it didn't. I feel like it didn't. It just edges on porn, on monster porn. What is it called? What did you call it? Destruction porn.
It's definitely destruction porn.
Destruction porn is the last 20 years of Hollywood, basically.
Roland Emmerich style. Speaking of the Matthew Broderick Godzilla.
Destruction porn has been the last 20 years of Hollywood, basically. Wow.
But like other than like the superhero movies, because I'm a big comic book guy, so I love the superhero movies when they're done well. But
Godzilla
like
doesn't work
other
in
than that,
comic book form.
I don't. It actually had like this neat run in the comics when Marvel had the rights, and there's this whole like Shield versus Godzilla thing, and Dum Dum Dugan was like going after Godzilla. But I don't watch a ton of like dumb popcorn action movie. Like I don't do Fast and Furious. I don't do like those Nicolas Cage movies where he's like trying to find the historical relics. Like I don't watch a ton like stuff in this genre, and maybe that's part of my issue. But I feel like they can be done better than this.
Geek in Review says these kids have access to a van and cross the country, and they don't try to buy weed first. Least convincing thing about the film, I think that they, yeah, that's further proof that they went for a different target audience. Although there's gore, but like the blood is green or like, yeah, I think it's totally geared towards like they're trying to, I think, take Godzilla and King Kong to the widest possible audience, and that's why it like lacked some of the sophistication that you would see in a more serious version. I don't think maybe we'll see how it does at the box office. When is it released in theaters at the same time?
Yeah, it's in theaters.
It did
it
really
is.
well at the box office in the first weekend.
Oh, really?
I
That's
mean,
amazing.
All things considered, the
Godzilla versus King Kong, COVID
box office
crisis.
is back at 100%.
That would be my headline: Godzilla versus
Operation.
King Kong, COVID crisis. But I hear movies theaters are doing a good job of keeping you 4 seats apart or 5 seats apart. I think like in all directions is the new thing, or is that not true?
I don't know. I haven't been to a movie in over a year.
I know I haven't either. Have you thought about venturing out to see a movie, Ruben? Are you vaccinated yet?
No, I'm getting my first shot tomorrow.
Yes, you are. Nice. Fatheree's
But I
fully
haven't
vaccinated. As he said earlier in the stream, it was kind of a rough, right? You had a little bit. I did. Too.
I was
felt
I was
really
sick
tired,
for
yeah.
24 hours after my second shot, but I was fine after that.
I'm gonna see Dune. That's gonna be my first movie in a theater.
Well, this is not out till October.
Yeah, I know. but that's
I
when
think it'll be out in September.
Yeah,
but-
whenever it's out, I'm not gonna watch it on HBO, even though it's simulcasting. I'm gonna go straight to the fucking theater.
I don't remember the
watch
last
Dune.
mainstream movie I went to the theater for was the first Wonder Woman.
If there was a Star Trek movie coming out this year, I would have gone to see it, like for sure. If Star Trek 5 would it have been?
Okay.
Actually,
So
more.
the boat
15?
fight is 4 minutes long for the
The
record.
boat fight's only 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
I need an independent panel.
It's over at
review.
Kong.
We
Kong
can review-
lays down on the aircraft carrier at like 45:57.
Interesting. Well, that's
So-
fine. It felt longer. That's good. It was nice, tidy fight, but it felt way longer to me. I was into it, and Kong almost drowns. It's like insane.
But yeah, and I said like a lot of that stuff was well done. That's the only part in the first hour of the movie that I didn't want to pull my hair out.
See, Evan was saying that the whole He-Man show was to sell toys.
Yeah,
They
no,
w-
the entire show was built around. I mean, most of those '80s cartoons were built
They would
around.
create, characters
Yeah,
each episode
I mean,
to
there's a
make
whole
more
political
toys.
angle to it that's super fascinating.
That's pretty cool. Prince, what's his name? Prince Adam.
Yeah, Prince Adam.
I think Prince
turned.
Adam made.
For
made
those
me-
y'all who too young to know, he lives in this other world called Eternia,
Eternia.
and he has the power of
Grayskull.
Grayskull. Yeah, Grayskull Castle. He has
I have
the power sword. And it turns him from Prince Adam into He-Man,
He-Man.
and it turns his cat into Battle Cat.
Battle Cat from Catra or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. He-Man made me gay. Not sorry. Prince Adam made me gay.
Okay.
Just I'm blaming it on Prince Adam. Just FYI. I blame being gay on lots of things, but Prince Adam is the most for me being gay. And I don't blame it. I actually am proud to be gay, so it's a joke, if anyone's wondering. How come DC can never get... Oh, what happened? Ruben dropped. How come DC can never get it right, but somehow this franchise was created with not a lot of effort or half the demand? Are you talking about... Is this a franchise like the Godzilla franchise? Would Godzilla count as a franchise from before already? It's like a long running.
Oh, they're kind of two separate franchises, aren't they? Because they're like different.
I'm so out of wine. I gotta get more Chateau Picard. Do you need a beer too? You want to go first?
Um,
One of us. Oh, Ruben's back. We'll make him make it show. We're gonna go get beers. You're in charge.
Me?
Ruben. Yes.
Sorry, I did not have my computer plugged in.
Oh wait, Father keeps his beers right next to him, doesn't he?
yeah, I have an ice chest right next to me.
Oh, then you guys make it show. I'll be back. Try to read the comments if you can.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how many,
BRB.
how much monster fights are in this movie.
Monster fight! Alright, I'll talk about my new favorite video game that I'm playing right now.
Talk about it. Tell us about it.
The science fiction looter shooter known as Outriders, made by Square Enix, the makers of Final Fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
And People Can Fly, who worked on some of the Gears of War games.
By the way, Fatheree, you started out pretty strong, but I meant to show you. This is Starfleetboyzilla.
The Gorn?
Yes.
That's neat.
All right, bye. Sorry, I meant to do that gag in the beginning.
I have no like King Fatheree graphic.
You got to put the. I thought you could do the Mugat.
Oh, that would have been good, wouldn't it? Because it's like the Star Trek lizard and the Star Trek monkey.
Mugatu.
But Ruben, tell us about this this video game because I've not heard of it yet.
Outriders is a new looter shooter set on the distant planet of Enoch, where humans have settled after some cataclysm happened to Earth and they had to escape. I am not aware of what happened yet. It's up to three people can play in a team. You kill things, you kill aliens, you get guns. I basically say it's you're playing a space marine from Aliens, but with superpowers. That's my quick pitch for the game.
That's been a common influence in a lot of stuff. The Space Marines,
Yeah.
I feel like James Cameron really like cracked the code there in 1986, and it's been often repeated since then.
Well, he had some. If you look at Aliens, Terminator, and Avatar, he uses similar designs.
Yeah,
and they're really cool designs that get.
It works. You know, he likes what he likes.
And this game for sure, like I've told people a million times, I'm like, I've seen so many references to Aliens already. I mean, there's references to all sorts of like 80s action.
I mean, Halo
movies.
does that. Halo references the shit out of
Yeah, no.
Out of Aliens.
And so in this game, you eventually get your own convoy, and the convoy looks like the truck from Aliens. And I was like, hey, that looks just like the fucking tank thing.
Yeah, Fatheree, the girl you sent me is not the same girl.
Okay,
you must have many Harley.
There's a lot of Harley Quinns that hang out at
the bar.
Could you imagine a speech by a political leader of the Gorn? And just like, oh my god, this guy's been talking forever.
I am not the Gorn. I am Starfleetboyzilla.
And so yeah, I just saw a very shocking plot twist while you and Starfleet were talking.
What's your plot twist?
You're an altered, so you're the Space Marine with superpowers. And there's another Space Marine with superpowers that's a little bit more powerful than you, but he's not like your enemy. And I just found him dead, meaning there's another Space Marine with superpowers, more powerful, that I don't know about.
So what's the gameplay like?
It's a third-person shooter. So if you've played anything like Division 2, Warframe, I mean,
Is it like an over-the-shoulder type thing?
yeah, I would say Grand Theft Auto 2 because the look, but not the feel. It's a completely different feel. And yeah, you have a mix of guns and armor and superpowers, and then there's 4 different classes to choose from, with different kind of sets of powers and specialties. Uh, Basically, after humans landed on Enoch, there was a giant sort of electromagnetic storm, and you were put into cryo freeze, and you woke up 30 years later, and everything the humans had built up until this point was you were kind of forgotten in cryo sleep for 30 years. Again, the aliens reference, right? Cryo sleep. Um,
Yeah,
and
often imitated.
yeah,
One of the best compliments you can get.
it's one of my favorite movies. I'd probably, if I had a top 10, I'd probably put it in there. Um, and so you wake up 30 years later and everything's gone to hell, and humans are still trying to basically colonize the planet, but the storm also mutated all the creatures and shit.
So everything is altered and like extra strong and
Yeah,
extra deadly.
yeah. Somebody called Starfleet Boy says,
Starfleet
talk
boy.
about the new Star Trek video game. I don't know about what's the new Star Trek video game.
What new Trek game? The last one that I remember hearing about was Bridge Crew, the VR game.
You're talking about Fleet Commander, the phone
Oh
game?
yeah, that's a phone game. I got a PlayStation and an Xbox and a Switch. I ain't playing no phone game. I got like real systems. I'm not even like a PC dude, but there's like PC dudes. They'll be like, "Yeah, I'm a fucking PC gamer. I don't play no fucking
The other
phone
cool thing
games."
is, this game is on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, and it's crossplay. So like, I could play with you. I play on PC.
So you have the larger community. You,
Yeah.
if any of your friends are playing it, you can play with them.
Star Trek Legends. It sounds like another mobile game where you have to pay a lot of money in the end. Because that's what mobile games are all about. Let me guess. You get Bridge Crew card things. Oh.
What are you talking about? Star Trek Legends.
A new RPG that is available today exclusively on Apple Arcade. Star Trek Legends. Going behind the scenes. Let's see here. Moriarty's involved here? What's going on here? Hold on, if Moriarty's involved, I gotta read about it. I
Well,
love Moriarty.
Yeah, they left that open ended with the the possibility for his return intact. So that's kind of a neat idea if they're using the holodeck Moriarty in a Star Trek
Sadly
video game.
underused villain. I wish they would have brought back, what was his name? Matt Frewer? The guy who was stealing things to then travel back in time and sell
Oh
them.
yeah, Rick
Also-
Berman wrote that episode.
Yeah, Max Headroom, Matt Frewer.
Yeah.
Was, I wish they would have used him again.
Yeah, it would have been cool if he showed up on Enterprise because they said he was from the 22nd century.
That's
So
right.
that would have been the best time to bring him back, because then he would be like, "Oh, but I've been to the future, and I have all this stuff to pull off my. I can be a con artist in the 22nd century now that I went to the future and I was a con artist there, and I got some of their tech, and I'm gonna come fuck up people here in the 22nd century and trick them and get their money."
I haven't played Star Trek Legends. I was just told about it today.
Well, apparently it came out today.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It takes place in like a Nexus type of thing. It takes advantage of the Nexus apparently. And is that you're scratching your back on live TV?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
amazing. That's-
My Puerto
about
Rican
distra-
back scratcher.
Talk about destruction porn. It's called Bernahoff Rasmussen. That's his name.
Yes.
There's a ton of comments. Also,
Audra's another villain I wish would have come back.
Ardra would be. I think she's in it. I have a feeling she might be in it. I'm not sure, but Moriarty's in it, I guess. I heard you guys talking about that. Going back
That
to the
whole
comic,
thing of
real quick,
Moriarty,
I just
like,
want to wrap up our. What is Fatheree reading now? Is he timing the fight in the?
Yeah, I'm in the.
You're watching it. You're not just like looking at. You're actually enjoying it and watching it. I
I'm
can
trying
tell.
to. I'm trying to
Fatheree's
tell
like,
when it
Yeah,
stops.
I'm trying to see how long this fight's. Damn, it's
the
really
whole
good.
thing about Moriarty feeling the passing of time when he was in the data bank or whatever. It's just horrifying to me.
It is true. That's
Yeah, that's
true.
another thing is that like no one does like a good Godzilla impression. Nobody. Like people everyone needs to stop. No one does it. No one does a good one.
Let's close the door. Hold on.
Like,
There's,
I guess-
noses coming.
I guess I should try to do one, but
Everybody-
it's going to be terrible. But this is I'm not even going to do it.
Wait, did you do it? I wanted to hear it.
You didn't hear it? It was amazing.
No, I was gone. Can
You
do
missed
again?
it. I can't do that again. I don't think I have the
can go
lung.
and rewind.
I don't have the
can
lung
rewind.
capacity
It
to
was probably
recreate
the
that.
most dead-on impression.
Was it
I've
really
ever
good? It was really good. It was like,
I tried.
wait. So we have a ton of comments that you guys didn't get to.
Well, we were talking about Ruben's game, and then we were talking about the Star Trek game.
Yeah, no. I heard that. I
Outriders. It came out on April 1st on PC, Xbox, PlayStation 4, and 5. GeForce Now, Stadia, Microsoft Game Pass. If you have that, it is available as a Game Pass member.
you're telling someone where it is, where you can watch it.
Well, no, we can play it. It's a video game.
Oh, we should play a video game on this channel. Can we do a 3-way video game, but the audience can see it as well?
There's depending
there a way
on
to
what
do
we
it?
play it on, we could stream the game.
But we
You
could
know.
all show our each perspectives. Like if we played like Call of Duty or something like that, could we show a split screen with our views? Each of our views? That'd be fun. I'd like to do that. I mean, but a Star Trek, they don't have anything like that for Star Trek, right? Star Trek Online, you can't talk to each other on it, can you?
I don't know. They probably have some sort of voice chat. I don't remember. I played it a long time ago. I know my one friend told me he's hooked on Star Trek Fleet Command or what Commander or Fleet.
I've
Command.
heard a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people say that they're playing that.
Well, he says he hates it
They've expanded it a lot lately.
because he's
This
gotten
is
to
an
the
old
point
comment.
basically where he kind of has to pay money to keep improving.
Fatheree sounds fine to me now, Evan. Let us know if that's
When did he
the
say
case.
that? What was the
There's a while ago.
timestamp?
At what?
I
10:22.
haven't even been looking at the comments, to be honest. So
It was 10:20. Oh, you're having a blast in our conversation. That means, but I try to look at the audience too. But the that was at 10:22, Fatheree.
oh, that was a while ago.
Yeah, I think you sound fine now. I'm not sure if that's the case anymore, so we'll find out. It would be good to take that movie and just cut out all of the human dialogue parts and only have the monster fights. It can be a new big HBO Max release. Godzilla vs Kong, the monster fight cut.
If there's another global pandemic that shuts down Hollywood for a little bit, and
think they should
AT&T
do,
is trying to launch a new streaming service, and they have a panic about like getting content on it, maybe
I
that'll
think
happen.
they should do a sitcom with Kong and Godzilla living together in an apartment, kind of like Odd Couple.
Perfect
Like Godzilla's
Strangers.
very tidy, but Kong's a mess.
It should be more like Perfect Strangers.
Oh, Godzilla!
I saw the
What's your favorite
trailer,
Godzilla monster? That's not a question. That's my question.
like that's like other than Godzilla.
Yeah, other than Godzilla.
Oh, what was the one? I think it was like Ghidorah. That's like a dragon-looking thing.
That's the three-headed.
The three-headed dragon.
That was
thing.
in
Yeah.
the last movie of this series.
Yeah, that
right?
was
Oh,
in
was it?
that was in King of the Monsters. Yeah,
And
Oh,
his
I
head
should watch it
is
then.
his head is what is controlling Mechagodzilla. Like he's actually Mechagodzilla becomes good. That guy becomes Mechagodzilla. He like inhabits him. From what I could tell.
but I was confused with why exactly that dude got electrocuted, and then like the
Because
robot.
spirit. Do you, like
Is
the
that? That's what
spirit-
I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. It was like the spirit of Monster Zero was like
Yeah.
trying to like reincarnate into the robotic Mechagodzilla body. That's what I. suspected. But I kept waiting for them to like say that that's what happened, and then like they never. It might have been like a deleted scene though.
It could have been, yeah. I mean, you never know. But I just assume that just from what I've seen, that's how it works. It seems like in like these kinds of movies, and so I just assumed that that's what was happening. But yeah, the last film I seen was Bill and Ted in August in the movie theater, or just the last film you've seen because you saw this movie. So I could think you're just talking about the movie theater, for sure. That must have been fun to see in the movie theater. I went to see Chaos Walking in the theater. It was supposed to be 4 seats apart, but nobody was enforcing anything. Ah, that sucks. PE.
What part of the country is that in?
PE. Where are you again? I used to know. Fatheree PJ says Fatheree trying to prove to the film is objectively bad by timing the fight scenes. No, we're just trying to figure out if the fight scenes were actually that length. Because I think it was. Did you time the fight scene?
No, it's playing the big battle at the end.
I think we were arguing because you said it was a 4-minute, which we were hyperbolizing, of course. But you said that one was 4 minutes.
The Hong Kong part's not very long. I'm past that. But the thing is that I'm realizing now is the Hong Kong fight leads continuously into the Mechagodzilla fight.
In Hong Kong. It's in the same place. It goes from night to day. The fight starts at night.
I was talking about like the
late morning, I guess, whatever, and goes on the day.
I was talking about like the part that I thought like looked the most interesting that I thought was that I complimented the movie on was when like I guess like the first stage of that fight when it's like the neon lit skyscrapers and Kong is like jumping from like tower to tower fighting Godzilla.
I predict that's 6 minutes. How long was that?
That's probably close to what it was.
Okay. Yeah, that's beautiful. But then the rest of it added, it makes it like 12 or 15 minutes. It's like insane. It's like
like all of that. Long. Like the Hong Kong fight starts at like 1:22:45, and right now it's at 1:36:47, and it's still they're about to. Is that the part where they're about to like revive Kong? Which I think. Don't they have to like reignite Kong's heart in the '60s one?
Ooh, did they?
In the '60s, King Kong versus Godzilla?
Let me check.
I don't remember.
There was that, and then also when they're like flying them down, right before they go through like the portal to get to the Hollow Earth stuff. That's kind of similar to that movie when they first take Kong to fight Godzilla for the first time in the 1960s one. They're like floating him on like a bunch of balloons. He's got like a lot of balloons tied to him.
The next one should take place on Flat Earth.
They go from Hollow Earth to Flat Earth.
We got to talk about Hollow Earth, but before that, I just want to get caught up in the comments. Hold on. But before we get caught up in the comments, I'm trying to share something. Hold on, let me see if this works. Let's see. I don't know if this will work. Sorry, hold on. Do you think we could play a clip from the 63 Godzilla and it's safe, Fatheree?
I think so.
Okay, here we go.
I have a suggestion in a second. Something that, like Dave sent to me. So it'll kind of be like Dave's on the show if I show it to you.
Sure. Send it in the private chat and I'll put it up. But in the meantime, here you go. Ruben, you're playing your video game, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you are. I know you're playing.
Yeah. No.
Anyways, I just wanted to show a little.
No, as a kid, I hated that Godzilla loses in the American version of that movie. Like I couldn't stand that because I thought like there's no way that King Kong could beat Godzilla. But then I found out in the Japanese version, Godzilla wins. And so I'm like, okay, well the Godzilla version is clearly the real version of the movie.
Yeah, no, totally.
It's that woke culture, bro.
But yeah, although like I was watching this one, I think I've switched. I think now like I find Kong more heroic, and I kind of like him more. But I mean, like I kind of knew, we all knew going into it, right? Like they're gonna fight for a little bit, and they're gonna team up and fight something else. Like
right,
I didn't know.
They're both
I actually
good
didn't
guys.
know. I was surprised. I was super surprised about Mechagodzilla being in the. I knew nothing.
I wish I
was
could have
like-
been surprised.
I was super surprised. I had no idea that was
I
going to
wish
happen.
that some jerk offs wouldn't have spoiled that with their stupid meme on Facebook.
Kong is the
There's-
American character, man.
By the
With
way,
these
you
same
should
day
always
digital
comment-
releases, they like the spoilers are going to be a bigger deal.
we've had this comment up. Evan says Panthera was the name of Battle Cat before.
No,
Yeah, Panthera. We were
that's
calling
from
it.
Thundercats.
Are you sure?
Battlecat's name was Battlecat. Cringer.
No, when he
It
wasn't.
was Cringer.
He-Man's
It was
cat
Cringer
when
and
he-
Battlecat.
Yeah,
Oh, really? Cringer?
His
Okay.
name was because that's why he was always like, "Ooh, freaking scared,"
Oh.
and then he
Was
became
Orko
Battlecat.
from He-Man, right? Orko was
Yeah.
Orko. Was my fucking-
Orko is like
was
the
my
little
favorite.
imp, the little.
Yeah, I love
Orko was
Orko.
a little magician, and then
Yeah.
Panthero was the purplish panther from Thundercats.
Thundercats.
Yeah,
Panthera. Oh, Evan was probably remembering it wrong, like me. Yeah, I meant from the 2015 Bryan Cranston film.
Okay, 141.46 is
There
when the
was
fight
never
ends.
a huge surge of demand for it like Marvel or DC get. I feel like I don't know. What do you think, Fatheree? He's still
There was what?
Geek and Reviews following up from his other comment about how come DC can never get it right, but how does this franchise with not
I
that
think
effort
DC
have to
DC
demand?
gets it right sometimes. All right, are we talking about
Well,
just like with
I'll make
movies?
the argument that Marvel didn't get it right for a long time, while DC did get it right. DC was making Superman, Batman movies that were awesome
Yeah,
movies,
it's true.
when Marvel had nothing in the movies. Nothing. DC had hit shows in the 50s, had 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Marvel had nothing. Marvel finally caught up now. Yeah, DC's totally behind, for sure.
Yeah. I think like the only like glaring failure for DC currently is like with some of their shared cinematic universe, and I would even say like they've fixed that. Like I really like some of the recent movies they did with Aquaman and Shazam and Harley Quinn and the Birds of Prey. Like I love all three of those.
I like the
I'm-
Green Lantern movie. It's pretty cool.
I didn't like that, but that was 10 years ago. So we've moved on past that. There's about to be a Green Lantern TV show that I'm looking forward to. J.J. Abrams is going to do like some Justice League Dark stuff on HBO Max. They're going to
And
do
they're killing it with
a new Constantine.
Superman and Lois.
Superman and Lois is absolutely killing it. I love Doom Patrol. Titans still has a little bit of work to do, but season 2 was a lot better. The Stargirl, I absolutely love Stargirl. Stargirl's incredible. Ran by Jeff Johns.
It's the star girl waiting in the sky.
Next year, there's 5 of them.
They just
There's 5.
canceled a bunch of projects. DC.
Oh, really?
5 DC movies coming out next year that are like in production now.
They
there's
canceled the Ava DuVernay movie.
Yeah, that sucks because I was looking forward to that one. Tom King was writing the script for it.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of like Jack Kirby and the New Gods and stuff.
Well, I think there's about to be an internal war because there's people who want the Snyderverse.
Well,
TJ says, "Oh, go ahead. Sorry."
that's not going to happen at Warner Brothers Pictures because they've made 3 or 4 Zack Snyder DC movies if you count Watchmen that had theatrical releases. They were all financial disappointments. You know, Man of Steel had a like $200 million budget. They were hoping it would be like a big $1 billion franchise like Batman was with The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. You know, it made like 600 something million.
Yeah,
so they're
yeah.
like, okay, let's throw Batman into the sequel and like let the director like go crazy, do whatever he wants.
Oh,
This
they
will
hate-
definitely
they-
make us $1 billion. And they give it, you know, $250 million budget. They're like, because you know, those investors expect to get 4 times their return for a movie to be considered a good investment. And no, they came in shy at like 800 million, and they're like, well, Wonder Woman's making more money than this, so we should do like Wonder Woman instead. And they panicked on Justice League. They did like their own edit of the movie, and then that ended up being like an estimated loss of $100 million. Like they're done. Warner Brothers Pictures is done with like DC movies with Zack Snyder. That's never gonna happen again.
We'll see.
PJ say that some complaining about Kong getting way more screen time than Godzilla didn't mind the focus on Kong since he is the protagonist, kind of.
Well,
Yeah,
I like
Kong
I
got
like
that's
paid
fair.
more too. Kong got paid
Kong
more,
got paid
considerably more.
How much more do you think
He was
Kong got paid?
contractually obligated.
Yeah,
Kong had he had a final script approval.
yeah.
Um,
Final cut
he had
approval.
he had director approval.
I think he
Andy
did part of
Serkis,
the
right?
compose the score.
Yeah, like it sucks that like that they cater to Kong so much when Godzilla has had such a much more prolific career.
Get
But
two more movies.
Hollywood
One
politics,
more
baby.
movie. Yeah, it's true.
Hollywood politics.
Even in this series, there's 2 Godzilla features, 1 Kong feature, and then this movie, right? So it's like in this.
Yeah, but just
series,
like with their past histories, like
Yeah.
Godzilla's been a
Godzilla's
lot more
way more,
active. He's
What
like the
was-
Samuel L. Jackson of like monster movies, you know.
I would love
He's pumping new stuff out every
Godzilla should
year.
wear one of
He
those
should be the new
cool
spokesperson for like Capital One or whatever Samuel Jackson does.
Oh my god, that's amazing! They're stealing that from you right now. By the
What's
way.
in your wallet?
Watch? You'll see Capital One's gonna do exactly
Yeah, he
that.
just screams. He does the blue fire and then subtitles. You know, what's in your wallet?
What's I gonna say?
You're welcome, Capital One.
You're welcome. I was gonna say something about is Andy Serkis doing the mocap for Kong in these, or was it
No.
just the Skull Island?
He
Which
didn't do
one's
Skull
the-
Island. He did the
He did the
2005 Peter Jackson
Peter
one.
Jackson one. Okay, gotcha. So these are just fully CGI. Do you reckon, or are they also mocap? I bet.
Oh, there's probably some motion capture for Kong, just because he is so like human-like in his some of his stuff. But I could be wrong. But I
still
would
wanna talk
suspect
about
that
Hollow-
there is.
I still want to talk about Hollow Earth, but there's so many good comments, and you guys are having a good time talking, so I haven't asked my questions. But do you know anything about the Hollow Earth stuff, and also the theory of the Hollow Earth and all that stuff?
Yeah, like the
Exactly.
comic book artist Neil Adams loves to talk about it. It's
Oh, okay, cool. All right,
Yeah,
hang on.
it's one of those wackadoo theories like
Yeah.
flat Earth. You know.
Yeah, it's
Hang
real
on to that. I
real
wanna
crackpot
hear-
stuff.
Okay, because I'm very fascinated by Hollow Earth. I want to hear more about it. All right, 2021 Kong versus is greater than 2005 Kong. Which was the 2005? Let me pull them up.
It's the Peter Jackson one.
Oh yeah.
I
Is
didn't
it?
think it
I
was
haven't
great
seen that
either,
one.
but I think I liked it more. I'd have to go back and watch it.
Kevin Smith's He-Man animated series will be on Netflix. What? There's going to be a He-Man revival? I had no idea.
I was that might have been when you were
animated
gone.
That's what
The
you're
animated
talking
series
about?
and the live action.
They're animated it at a studio here in Austin. Like I've talked to people that are working on it.
Do you have any visuals? Like, I'm gonna have to.
I
look it up.
no. Like I haven't seen anything. They haven't released anything yet.
By the
Follow
way,
your music.
thank you. There's a ton of people who came, and people keep coming in and out. Our top audience count was 12 tonight, so I don't know. People are finding the new channel. We also got a whole bunch of new subscribers, so thank you so much. Starfleet Boy After Dark has become its own entity. A lot of people appreciate it, and I wanted to give it its own life. So we're going to be able to do a lot more other things that are not that don't fit into my Starfleet Boy parameters. So I appreciate everyone who's subscribing and watching. Right now we have like 6 people watching. It's amazing. I can't believe this. So for a nascent channel, that's very exciting. Thank you very much. And thank you to you gentlemen for being on tonight. I promise we'll go to Falcon and Winter Soldier, even though Ruben hasn't seen it. But
Well,
you
it's
don't
good,
care about
okay.
spoilers, right?
No,
All right, cool.
I'll never end up watching it. I don't even have Disney Plus, so there's no way I can watch it.
You could still watch it if you wanted to.
Well, I mean, I guess if I got back into like torrents and shit.
Fatheree, but PJ, let us know if Father. He doesn't sound overpowering to me. Let me know if it's still overpowering, but I don't.
Or anyone listening, like, let me know if I sound too
I
loud
might
or
just
too
have
quiet.
my volume. Is my volume really low, or I don't know. This is so hard to tell with these things. How do you do your sound leveling, Fatheree?
Well, I normally keep it at like 75% on the gain.
Maybe lower to.
I typically don't
70.
have issues.
All right.
When
I
did he
don't know.
say that? Did he
That
say
was
that recent?
At 10:41.
Okay, that was like
and-
20 minutes ago.
PE's in Minnesota. PJ St. John's is purgatory. You're not in purgatory. Come to Miami, bro. Just come here. get your vaccine and come to Miami. Get an apartment in Miami. Be my neighbor, and we'll be best friends. I'll hang out with you every weekend.
That's not that easy for Canadians to move to the States or Americans to move to Canada.
Ruben's gonna be like, oh, Sohail doesn't hang out with me every weekend. What the fuck?
I don't hang out with. I don't want
I
anybody
know
hanging out with
you're
me every
virtual.
weekend.
You've turned into
I'm a
Yoda.
hermit.
You're Ghost Obi-Wan. You're like, yes,
I like Yoda. Yoda makes sense. He's my other.
totally
He's my
Yoda.
other fictional hero.
Although
Him and Spock.
Shaka got to see you, I was jealous. I want to see you. I went to a restaurant with you. Remember we went to a restaurant and ate dinner before the pandemic started? That was fun. That was the last thing I did with Ruben before he
We
died.
went to a great sushi and Thai place today.
Sushi and Thai, that sounds great. I love sushi and Thai
It was
food.
delicious.
It was fucking amazing.
It was really good.
Oh, shit.
PJ, is there a purgatory in Canada? I think of St. John as fun, but PJ probably doesn't like it. I don't know. I think he loves his hometown. I don't know. PJ, let us know. DC will be all about the multiverse soon, much like the MCU's 100%. The Snyderverse.
We should talk about the DC movies that are coming out next year in a moment when you're done with us.
Okay. The Snyderverse ended with the Snyder Cut. That's all, folks, and should be enough.
He's very correct on that. I also think that PJ has probably like followed that stuff really closely and is probably informed.
DC isn't worried about shared continuity as much anymore. Cool.
Yeah, there's arguably, yeah, we'll just go ahead and say like there's 5 DC movies coming out next year, and only 3 of them are possibly connected to their shared universe continuity. Because like this is what they're doing. They're doing the Batman, which is its own thing, a new continuity for the Batman.
With the glittery Batman.
Yeah, with Robert Pattinson or whatever his name is. He's a Batman who like cries to Nirvana music and his mascara is running. But some people are into that. No, it might be good. I don't know. It's not something I'm interested in, but I know like a lot of people are very excited for it. So I think that comes out in March. And then there is, and then I think in like May of next year, the Flash movie with Ezra Miller that is also supposed to have the Michael Keaton Batman and the Ben Affleck Batman. It's kind of like this new Supergirl. So I think it's going to be kind of a timey-wimey time travel movie. It's based on the comic book Flashpoint, which is just the short version of that. Barry Allen basically goes back in time to save his mom, and when he does that, it completely messes up the timeline and creates like this new universe, and then he has to try to like fix that.
I hate time travel stories, sorry.
I'm actually a big fan of time travel. Yeah, and Star Trek does time travel so well. But I don't know. I don't really like Ezra Miller's Flash. Maybe that movie will be good. I'm curious. I kind of need to see like a little bit more, see a trailer or something before I can be excited. If they're doing that, then they're doing a kids movie. They're gonna do like a Crypto the Super Dog, like a Super Pets movie. It's gonna be like a CGI movie. So that'll actually be like really big for like branding for like the kids and stuff.
Hey PJ, is that fucking Batman's eye makeup cooler than my fucking eye makeup? Let me know.
Bucky, you do it pretty well. I actually prefer you in the comic book when you wore like an actual domino mask instead of the makeup.
Fuck you, Fatheree.
Oh, damn, that's
Fuck
harsh.
Yeah.
That's hard. Did you talk like that in the 40s?
I did not. I started. Oh shit! Where'd I go? I did not. They taught me how to talk like this in fucking Hydra, bro.
Oh. Well, fuck off, Hydra.
I had to talk like this to go to Ding Dong City. What was it called? Manpur City.
Madripoor. It's a fictional island nation from the Marvel comics.
Dickpoor City. That's where I was.
Madripoor.
Madripoor. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll come back to me later. I just wanted to. You said eye makeup. Someone said
okay.
It was PJ.
I did. No, I was the one.
PJ,
I was talking
you and the eye makeup.
Yeah, we're talking about
best.
Batman's eye makeup running when he cries. No, I'm just making fun of that movie. I don't. I don't know enough about it to have an opinion. What are the so they're doing like the Super Pets cartoon CGI movie, and then they're doing Aquaman 2 next year with James Wan back directing. Amber Heard might be out though. We'll find out. And then what's the other one? The other one I'm really excited about is the Black Adam movie. Yeah, PJ knows what's up. It's they're about to start shooting it in like a week. The Rock is Black Adam. It's gonna have Kraft from Calypso. Remember the short track Calypso? He's gonna be Hawkman. Pierce Brosnan is Doctor Fate. If you don't know who Doctor Fate is, just think like he's Doctor Strange, except in the DC universe, and he has a bucket on his head. That's basically it.
He wears like a knight's helmet.
Yeah, his power comes from a helmet. It's like possessed by like this ancient Egyptian god named Nabu that needs like a sorcerer to
Naboo?
don the helmet. Yeah,
Like the
yeah,
planet Naboo?
Nabu.
Oh, okay.
Not where Natalie Portman lived in Phantom Menace, but yeah. So I'm excited for the Black Adam movie because it sounds kind of like a backdoor Justice Society movie, and I'm a big fan of like that comic book run.
Naboo produces some crazy ass people because wasn't Sheev Palpatine Nabooan?
Yeah, so like the dictator who takes over the fucking universe is from the same planet as Jar Jar Binks. So the two most hated people in the Star Wars universe came from the same planet.
And probably one of the most beloved characters because I love Queen Amidala / Senator Amidala. I'm a senator. I'm a senator now, Anakin. We can't have a fucking relationship.
I wish Jeremiah was here because Jeremiah would tell you
I don't
she's
know if
actually
Jeremiah
a
knows
good.
about the new channel. Oh shit! Like I forgot. I was gonna do a video that said "Looking for Starfleet Boy After Dark." Go to the link below, and I totally didn't do it. Oh,
Well,
Jeremiah,
You ruined
no.
Jeremiah's Friday night. I hope you're happy.
Oh shit! He's probably looking. Jeremiah, I'm sorry if you see this on the replay. I
He's
gotta find
worried.
Jeremiah.
He's probably worried
Probably
about
worried.
you. He's
Oh,
like, I
shit.
hope Sohel's okay.
I just sneezed, but I muted. See how professional I am? I'll be right back. I gotta go wipe my nose.
Just wipe it onto your shirt. It'll
No,
be okay.
it's gross. It's my 55 Star Trek 55 shirt. I'm not wiping on that. I'll be right back.
I guess I should read some of these comments. Ruben, we're gonna read comments now.
Go for it. I'm listening.
But Rex said, I heard Amber heard what the last I heard on that PJ was she said back in November that she was gonna be in the movie, but I haven't heard anyone comment on it since then. I heard that Warner Brothers is actually like unsure right now, but there hasn't been an official announcement one way or the other that I know of. And then Helen Mirren is also in Black Adam. Who is she playing? If you can remind me, because I don't know if I know that. And I guess we're caught up on the comments. No one else is commenting.
Helen Mirren and
In Black Adam.
Oh my god.
That was weird.
Oh, it's because one of my text message audiences are on the phone
she's
right
in
now.
Shazam
They didn't
too.
know where we are, so let me send them the link.
Well, sounds like he didn't.
She's in Shazam too.
Oh, yeah, Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. But that's not coming out until 2023. And I feel like by then, like, those kids are going to be fucking, like, old enough to drink at a bar because it's so long since the last one came out, but oh well. But yeah, that's the DC movies coming out next year.
She's playing Hespera, the daughter of Atlas.
Okay. She's gonna be the villain, it sounds like.
Yep. She'll be eating up the scenery.
But yeah, out of those five, I guess like the one I'm most looking forward to is probably actually, to be honest, is probably like was gonna say Aquaman 2, but now I'm like, I feel like they kind of like did everything Aquaman possible with like the first movie. Like I feel like James Wan was like, we're probably only gonna make one of these. So I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna do like
Speaking of movies that should be short,
yeah, it
let's
is a
talk
little
about
long.
comic book movies.
That one is like 2.5 hours long, but it has like
Oh yeah,
every Aquaman thing in it. It's like we're gonna have Black Manta, we're gonna have Ocean Master, we're gonna have the Trench,
everything.
we're gonna have like big underwater battles, we're gonna have them like run around on land being really strong. It's like, man, like what is there left to do in like a second movie?
I think I stopped watching it with like 40 minutes left. I was like, I'm done.
Well, there's still more shit. Like, believe they have like a giant like Lord of the Rings battle with crab people under the water. So I don't know. Like, the Black Adam movie, that might be the one I'm most looking forward to because it's gonna have like some of those JSA characters that I'm excited about. But yeah, I'm curious about Flash, and like I'll see Batman. I'll go into it open minded.
I think I ultimately won't see most of these movies because I just don't have HBO Max, and I won't go to the theater for them for sure.
You could still see them if you really wanted.
That was so sweet.
Other than,
My one of my text message audiences was also texting and saying, "Where are you guys?" So we have a new group.
Okay.
that still requires effort.
Why don't you like put something on your channel or like stream some? You could have done like a simultaneous stream onto both places,
and then I know, but they're trying to. I've been advised by really smart people that Starfleet Boy After Dark should be its own thing and do all. So
really?
I gotta do. Yeah,
that's not what I've been advised on.
Just do it all.
I've been in.
Well,
yeah,
now.
because if you where are you getting that advice from?
You're kind of splitting your subscriber numbers.
There's a lot of people. What's that? If you guys tweet out the tweet, I bet more people will find it, and we'll tell people to subscribe.
So what I've been advised on is that if you build like one strong brand onto one channel, and don't try to like branch out into other stuff until you build up like a big solid base on like one channel, and then start doing your other stuff on it.
I feel like Starfleet Boy After Dark already has more subscribers than Starfleet Boy.
Does it?
Well, no.
Or are you just saying that?
I'm just saying.
Okay, well, let's just strike that from the record.
Let's strike that from the record. I was just saying that. But there's a ton of people here. We're just missing Jeremiah. I'm gonna do. You're right, Fatheree. I'm gonna put a video up on Starfleet Boy Actual. Haha, I used the Battlestar Galactica reference, and then I'll come back here. So you guys keep making it show. PJ, let me know.
Make it show. We gotta make it show.
Come on. But we're gonna talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier when I get back.
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions about the Power Broker and all that stuff. So I'll be back. Bye.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna talk about some power brokering. We're gonna talk about some flag smashing. We're gonna talk about some Winter Soldiering and some falconing. That's a verb, right? Yeah, falconer.
Winter Soldier coming up on Starfleet Boy.
Everyone says the name of this TV show wrong because it's actually The Falcon and The Winter Soldier, but no one says these.
The Winter Soldier.
So, but yeah, it's on episode 3 of, I believe, 9. I've been told a 9 episode first season. Don't quote me on that. I haven't looked it up from an official source, but that's just what I hear people saying. It's 9 episodes. So
that's what WandaVision was, right?
I've drank too much to coordinate. I can't figure out how
damn
to
it.
do...
On a good Friday of all days.
How many episodes was Mandalorian?
At 3 o'clock is when you can break Lent.
Is your family Catholic, Sohel?
My mother's a Methodist. My father is a non-practicing Catholic, and I'm a pilgrim, a Catholic pilgrim. If that makes any sense.
Yeah,
I got I got a special thing going on. But we should go on the Camino one day. Did you get raised Catholic, Fatheree? Were you raised Catholic?
No,
What were you raised?
Baptist.
Werewolf.
Baptist. Cool. Okay. Well, but you guys do Easter then. That's cool. Ruben, you were raised Catholic, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
Oh, yay.
Let's
We just got word from one of our text message audience that was lost in the shuffle that they're tuned in. So hello.
and Geek and Review is tuning out because he hasn't seen Falcon yet.
You can review.
But-
Keep
Fucking
keep
the
us on the
way
stream
of the
though. Put us on mute because we'll start talking about something else maybe later. Or we've already been going for a good hour and 40 minutes. Who knows how long?
Yeah, we
it'll
actually got a lot of mileage out of
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
last. It's good.
And then I was talking about like future DC movies for a little. I thought that would be like interesting tangent, but but then it turned out to be actually like not that much to talk about. So
I haven't watched the new episode, but I heard it was the cow's tits. That's like a good thing, right?
that means it's full of like warm, tasty milk.
Ooh. That is true.
It's true.
That is true. And they're called teats on a cow. But it's spelled the same. I think.
I don't
They're
know,
called
like
teats.
They're called
Out-
Tata.
Father, you were on a farm, right? You said like
Yeah, we
farm
called them
environment.
tits.
Tits, and then did you ever get the milk straight from the cow's tit?
Yeah.
Like, did you? Wow, how
I've-
good! Like the creamy and yummy and just like great.
It's
like,
warm when it comes out.
Do you let it cool? What happens after you put it in the
No, I,
refrigerator?
like just you could just squirt it into your mouth if you want.
Do you have access to this farm? Like, if I came to visit you, could we go? These farms.
No, we sold it when my grandparents died.
Okay. Do you have any friends who have a farm that we could go to a farm and
It's
have a farm experience?
Depressing too, because like I wish I lived out there instead of
Would you be a farmer?
the-
Would you farm and cattle and raise cattle and
That's
stuff?
I would like to do that. Yeah, I would like to like have like a house out in the country and have like some cows and some pigs and some chickens.
So,
I wouldn't.
so you're
I don't
really
think I would
filling the
farm.
fields.
I would garden, but I don't think I would farm. But I would
You
just
have
like
a
grow
small,
like some.
sustainable ranch, like where you could like.
Yeah, I don't know if it would be like 100% self-sustaining, but maybe I could be like 50% self-sustaining.
Right on.
But yeah, I
would
want to
like-
I'd like to
And
Like,
no
I-
more than 5 minutes away drive from a Taco Bell.
like I want to like learn how to like kill a chicken and pluck it and clean it and cook it.
Do you watch like cooking shows and stuff? ever?
Sometimes, yeah. I watch like some dudes on YouTube that cook.
That would be awesome if they had something like that on Food Network where they had to kill the chicken live on the camera.
That would not be awesome. I'm sorry. That would not.
Food Network After Dark.
That would not be. No, that's Food Network After Dark. That's really dark, but yeah. So PJ says I haven't watched the new episode, but I heard it was the cow's tits. Zemo, yes, Zemo is in it. Ruben, do know who Zemo is?
you heard about
Baron Zemo.
the Baron Zemo.
Oh my
Baron
gosh, we were
Zemo
just
in
talking about
the new
Jeremiah.
episode.
Wait,
Oh, look,
stop.
it's little Jeremiah. Jeremiah is
Yeah,
here.
that was a bulldog, yeah.
Oh,
He's a
no.
good friend of mine. Wait, why did I say bulldog? A squirtle. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it's
no, you
bulldog.
don't know. He was drunk and.
Cheers, Jeremiah. I feel so
Baron
good that
Zemo
Jeremiah.
was my favorite Captain America storyline from the 80s. The Bloodstone Hunt.
Jeremiah, we were
Ah,
talking
cool.
about you. If you go back and listen,
That
we were
was,
worried that you didn't know where the stream was.
What's that dude's
so
name? Begins with a
we're
G.
really happy you're here. G-string is
Who wrote
is-
that?
Is
Oof.
the character named G-string?
Was it Greg DeMatteis or
I don't know what you're
DeMatteis?
talking
DeMatteis?
DeMatteis? Something
No,
like that?
I don't think so. It was
I can't
Yeah.
remember who wrote it. Yeah. I just remember that shit had a lot of people in it.
But yeah,
Sable was
and
in it.
Zemo was in like the Thunderbolts, the first Thunderbolts in the 90s, and that was like a big deal.
PJ says I was
Wasn't
raised
Zemo-
Catholic, but I kept
wasn't
near the
Zemo
nuns
in
and away
Civil
from
War,
the hungry
too?
priests.
He was in the Civil War movie, yeah.
Right. So he
There-
comes back. It's the same guy?
Yeah, it's the Nazi Audie Murphy character from what's that Tarantino movie? Inglourious Bastards. It's that actor. He's a German actor. Yeah, he comes back. He comes back in this.
Oh,
Father,
cool.
just so you know, PJ was raised Roman Catholic. He said something funny. Well, actually, also kind of true and sad. But just FYI, at 3 o'clock, Lent ended, so you can drink
Yeah,
at 3.
do all kinds
And
of stuff.
but I only had fish today. I think you're still not supposed to eat red. My mom is Methodist, but she still keeps some of the Catholic traditions, uh, because that's what we like. Kind of that was her first. No, actually, her first religion was the Anglican religion, because that's what most folks, Christian folks in in India, uh,
Is that what
were.
like the missionaries?
Well, the
Uh,
missionaries were actually Irish, so there's a lot of like convents and schools, and Catholic schools that are. There's a lot of
yeah.
Irish missionaries that used to come to India, but an
Oh,
Anglican.
they were probably drunk.
Yes, they probably were. It's very possible.
They probably weren't even like. They didn't even mean to come to India. They like set sail like
Lots of,
somewhere else. Like they were too drunk and they ended up in India. I'm like, I guess I'll just be a missionary here. Fuck it.
and I guess since we're already kind of like on this a bit of a dour note here, I'll just say that to my uncle who passed away, and my aunt who passed away, because they were missionaries, and they went to like poor towns in the United States and did missionary work. But I don't know the full extent of the work they did, but it's pretty cool. Missionaries are cool. I love the concept a lot.
It's a great position too.
Yes, it's yeah.
PJ, let me know if my mic is still too loud. By the way.
I think you've leveled out.
Okay.
I think what happened was in the beginning you must have had the gain low, and then when you were talking loud it would clip. And so you must have fixed the gain to now where it doesn't clip anymore, because you know what I'm talking about, like when you were like mad
No,
about,
I did have it turned down very low.
then that's probably, so you must have adjusted the gain where it's like a little bit better.
Yeah, I put it on 75 where I normally keep. My problem. The reason why I have those technical difficulties is because how I told you like I have to clear my cache to make my
Yes.
green screen work. Okay, when I
Yes.
do that, it erases whatever my settings were in StreamYard. So then I have to go back and like reset everything to where I like to have it. It's
Oh,
kind
I
of it's
see.
kind of a pain in the ass, but
Yeah.
those are the prices we pay. Speaking of prices we pay, I'm gonna have to like pay my StreamYard subscription again soon, in a couple
Are
of
you,
months.
are you when does your channel get to do the community stuff, like the subscriptions to your channel and all that good stuff? What subscriber count do we have to get to?
I think 1,000.
Let's get to extract to 1,000, folks.
Hey, yeah, I'm like 13 away from 600. So like, if anyone who hasn't subscribed to me wants to, or if you're already subscribed and just want to help me out, if you want to share the Text Trek channel and ask your friends to subscribe, we can get me to 600 pretty quickly. I'm only 13 away at last time I checked.
And you had an awesome discussion about Deep Space Nine Season 2, your second part to that discussion tonight on the channel. Ruben, when was the last time you saw Deep Space Nine Season 2?
Probably a couple of years. I would say I think it was 3 years ago. I haven't watched in a while.
When you guys were having your discussion, Fatheree, I realized that I'd watched all those episodes drunk for Drunk
Maybe
Space Nine like recently, and I was like, wow, I have everything jumbled in my brain. It's like
I
the
should
worst
probably
thing. I
watch
need
Deep
to
Space
You
watch
Nine.
it.
can't
Yeah.
yeah, you can't just like go through everything drunk because you miss out on such the
You can
so
on
many of the finer
Starfleet Boy After
things.
Dark.
Well,
You just can't on regular Starfleet Boy.
Okay.
That's why there's two channels. You see why there's two channels? But no, I try. Yeah, you're right. You can't do it. You're gonna end up not remembering anything because something happens to the brain when one gets drunk. Um, Jeremiah says I'll sub on my other Gmail accounts. Ooh, Jeremiah.
But Jeremiah, I certainly
could you-
appreciate that.
Could you do that for us too, please, Jeremiah?
Yeah,
Just
for
so like a
SPAD.
little- for Sabad.
We need to get
Sabar- it's like
SPAD's
Sabaro.
numbers
By the way,
going.
it's like Sabaro. It's Sabad. Sabad.
Subaru.
Sabar. Sabad pizza.
Does Subaru still exists?
Father, who's the power broker? And Ruben, do you know who the power broker is?
The Power Broker.
He was a Marvel Comics villain from the 80s.
Huh.
But I don't know a
Sounds like
ton.
an '80s villain, like the power broker.
Well, yeah, because you had like Wall Street and
Wall Street
stuff.
like that.
But yeah, I think he's just kind of like a businessman, crime boss type dude in a
Yeah,
Is he going to
suit.
be the big bad of this show? Is that what we're getting? Because Zemo seems to. It's interesting.
I
what they're
mean,
doing
I
with
vaguely
that.
remember him from the comics, but I don't remember really reading any story where I liked him or anything.
But yeah, I think he is ultimately going to be the villain. I'm not like totally in love with this show, but I mean like I think it's fine and everything. It's just like I'm just not like as into the like Ed Brubaker style Captain America stuff as like some other people. Like I kind of prefer like the weirdness of
I don't get
WandaVision.
that reference. Who's Ed Brubaker?
He was a comic book writer who he actually like invented the Winter Soldier. He brought Bucky back to life and made him into the Winter Soldier and eventually take over as Captain America when Steve was dead for a little bit before he came back to life. But that has been a strong influence on like the Winter Soldier and Civil War movies. Yeah, I think that's the power broker right there. I think that's like the second. There's multiple. There were two different power brokers. I think that's the second one. But who knows what they're going to do for the TV show? That does seem to me like who their big bad is going to be. Like they've made it very clear that like Flag Smasher is a sympathetic hero, even though she blew some dudes up in this episode.
Yeah, I don't know how sympathetic she is. Last time we talked about this, you were talking about how their movement hadn't killed anyone. How do you feel about them now?
And now they have.
Yeah.
But you know, like I think like that. What's the organization that she attacked? Like Global Reclamation, whatever.
Yeah, so Ruben, just so you know, what's happening in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is why did I make you guys disappear? That was weird. Hold on. What's happening in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is the people who came back from the blip. Did you see? You know what I mean? They're
They're
refugees. They've been gone for 5 years, so their accounts closed, their social security, their next of kin got their benefits or like wills. It was like assumed they were dead. And all these people were like gone for 5 years. Now that they're back, like everything has to be reversed, and like I love that the show's tackling that because can you imagine the logistics of that? After
They acknowledge it.
Yeah, it's like really cool. That's the kind of the background stuff that hasn't like that's going on that I really love about the show. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, and that's something you can kind of only explore in a shared universe, like where you like see the consequences of stuff and see things carried on in continuity.
Flag Smashers, they got used, like, you know, by year 4, I guess humanity moved on and got used to like half the population was just gone, you know, and they started moving on or whatever. And so then all of a sudden, when everyone came back, these Flag Smasher folks are like, okay, first of all, we want one world. That's like their overall mission. Like no more borders, just like one Earth. Like that's our goal. But they have like this other like kind of goal of like taking the world back to a state. This is the part where I was kind of like questioning it. They want to go back to the blip state. So I think they're trying to kill half the population.
They're not trying to kill half the population.
Are you sure? That's what I think. Are you sure?
No, they're just saying that like there aren't enough So what happened was there wasn't enough resources for everyone. And so they're saying that like now like a lot of people have like lost their housing and like lost other things. So like they're doing like a Robin Hood thing where they're trying to like steal supplies like. Yeah, they like steal medicine and food and stuff like that. But there's this global organization that's kind of shady, like we don't know much about, that is in charge of like reallocating the Earth's resources, and they actually like rob their stockpile, and then they end up like killing like a bunch of dudes that like work for that organization at the end, which was kind of like a twist when they did that. But yeah, I think ultimately like that CBR organization is going to be like that's like what I think the power broker is going to be tied to that, and I think I think they're going to be the bad guys. I think that U.S. agent or John Walker, Captain America, or whatever he is, like him and Battlestar are going to be like working for the power broker, working for that CBR or whatever it was called organization, and probably like Falcon and Winter Soldier might like convince them like no, like, you should turn like against these people, and they all and then like at the end like they all team up and take down Power Broker. That's my prediction.
Father, how do you think John Walker handled the spit in the face versus how Steve Rogers would have handled it?
Well, I don't think. I'm also like influenced by like the John Walker of the comics, so I don't want to like carry that into it. But yeah, like I think the story will ultimately convey to us that John Walker is no Steve Rogers, and he's unfit to be the and he's not like a totally bad dude. Like he has like some good intentions, but ultimately like he comes up short, and he's not fit to carry the shield, and it needs to go to someone else. I think it's going to end up with Sam. I think he's going to be Captain America at the end of this.
PJ says, so will fake Captain get jacked on super serum to get some respect? Probably.
I think that's likely to happen, yeah.
Yeah, no one cares that he's Captain America. I would say no one cares about it, but like
no one cares.
You're like, no one cares. No one cares.
But I agree. I think he's absolutely right. No one cares.
Blue says he's going to become the villain. Yeah, it's leaning that way from what I can see.
Yeah, well, I think Power Broker is going to use him. I think Power Broker will be like the master villain, and then John Walker will be like his little errand boy.
Very cool. Text message audience. One of our text message audiences, Captain Zemo, Baron Zemo. I said Captain, but Baron Zemo is cool. I actually was surprised at how cool Baron Zemo was too.
It's weird to hear that because in the comics he's actually a Nazi. Like he was a Nazi in World War II.
But they've retconned. That's not the case
right.
in the movies. Right?
In the movies, he's like a Sarkovian special forces who like infiltrated Hydra or like some shit like that.
Because he mentions the Sokovian. He mentions in this episode the Sokovian Memorial, which I hope we see it, because that would be interesting to see what Sokovia looks like. That poor Sokovia, man. Like, dude, and like these two shows have a big Sokovia connection. It's interesting how like Sokovia is coming into play, and obviously there's like real life parallels with Syria and stuff like that. But yeah.
And there was another character from the movies who ends up in the last 30 seconds of the episode.
Yeah. What's her name?
You wanna spoil it and tell everyone who it is?
Yeah, fuck yeah, we're the spoiler show. This is a spoiler
I
show.
know.
Yeah. It's T'Challa's right-hand lady.
Yeah, the bodyguard, but I can't remember what her name is. It begins with a O.
The bald one that uses the staff.
Yeah, the bald one. Okoye.
What do you think they're gonna do about T'Challa?
I think they're just gonna say like he's busy. I don't know. I mean, but how long can you do that?
Has there been an official statement about like what is the fate of?
They said they're not going to recast. They are not going to recast.
So could she become the new Black Panther?
Shuri is going to be the new Black Panther.
Oh, who?
Shuri, his sister.
His sister. Oh, yay! Okay. I like that. All right, that's cool. So, do you think we'll get an introduction in the show?
No.
No. Okay.
I mean, it's possible. Like she might show up, but I don't think that's what they're going to do. But they're very self-aware of their own continuity. And it's something like I wouldn't have even thought of right off the bat, but they're doing a good job like covering their bases of like, oh yeah, like the Wakandans would have a big problem with Zemo being released because he did kill their king. He killed T'Challa's dad, King T'Chaka, in Captain America: Civil War,
and blame Bucky for it. It's all tying in so nice. That's what I love about these shows is that they like fill in the
Yeah.
gaps, kind of like in a
That's
beautiful,
the
beautiful
advantage of
way.
having a shared universe. Like, some writers struggle with that. And they're like, oh, I can't deal with like the continuity and having to like I'm chained to having to like stay within line of this thing and that thing, and it's so hard to write. But it also offers so many story possibilities that could just like organically flow if you know how to harness it and use it. And that's something that they're doing very well in the MCU. They've done it well for a long time in the movies, and now they're doing it in their TV shows, which before their shows had always been kind of separate from the continuity of the movies. Where here they have absolutely zero problem blurring those lines, having Avengers running around on TV shows. They don't care. They're just throwing all that shit on there on Disney Plus.
By the way, can I just say that we were doing a Starfleet Boy After Dark when we heard the news about Chadwick Boseman. It was very like traumatizing.
I was the one who
sad,
broke
so-
the news. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
So
I felt like a
cheers,
dickhead
Chadwick
saying
Boseman.
that.
No,
because then like everyone is sad.
Yeah, so
I'm glad you realized it. I'm glad you recognize that.
Well,
What?
uh,
Ruben, it was okay. It was okay. It was like a real moment.
Sure.
It was like, yeah.
It was okay.
Shut up. Come on. That's not nice. But yeah, Fatheree.
He knows I'm messing around.
No, I don't. Just
I'm
kidding.
Q.
yeah, no, I'm just
Yes,
reading some of
you-
these comments. I've
Yes,
been ignoring comments all night. Now I'm
I
trying to
love
keep up with them.
you. PE says, I would like to see more of that Carly Morgenthau. I'm so curious
Yeah.
to see her elaborate more. To see her elaborate more on her philosophy and politics and whatnot. Plus, that actress Erin Kellyman has such a distinct. Yeah, she's a beautiful actress. Fatheree recognized her immediately as the Enfys Nest, which I didn't.
Yeah, from Solo.
From Solo, yeah.
I'm really interested in this character also. She's the one that I'm most intrigued by and I want to know more about. I'm hoping they handle it well. I'm glad that they're just not like just treating her and her movement as just like the straight up villains, and then like, oh, like the American authority and the American military are going to come in and be the good guys. That's what I was scared of after the first episode. That doesn't seem to be the case. It's a new character too that they've created for this show. In the comics, Flag Smasher his name was Carl instead of Carly, and it was a man. And so, like, they kind of created, like, this different... And again, you know, I think it makes her, like, a little bit more sympathetic. That she's, like, this young girl. She's, like, been, like, orphaned, it sounds like. She has, like, this other woman who raised her. She's been, like, displaced from the blip recovery. So I guess, like, they're trying to put, like, a little, like, cutesy face on, on like, her, like, socio-anarchy type philosophy. But
So she's interesting. Do you think there's someone? Do you think she's the supreme leader of this movement, or do you think there's someone who's influencing her and has radicalized her?
I mean,
into
could be.
this?
I mean, I think she seems to be the leader, because you know she was like one of these. Oh, that was another good thing. There's like they're like the CIA is kind of the bad guys, and like the shady stuff like the American government was doing is kind of the bad guys. So I don't want like this like Captain America show to be all like rah 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 USA is always good and just like patriotic propaganda. You know, I want it to be like a little bit more nuanced than that. And they set her up as like because she was at Madripoor. She was the one being like she was doing these experiments that scientist dude was conducting. That's what eventually allowed her to become like the leader in like this movement. Because she is a super soldier.
So in this episode, we meet this guy who has extracted the blood. So the guy we met in the previous episode, who was Captain America, who like dropped in, and is a super soldier. Not he wasn't
Isaiah
Captain America,
Bradley.
Isaiah Bradley. They were able to extract blood from him, and this guy in this episode hold on. I know the name of the city. Hold on. It's Dingbat City. No, Madrigal.
Madripoor.
Madripoor.
Say mad like you're mad. Like, mad. Say dra. Say poor. Say Madripoor.
Madripoor. So we learned that this guy in Madripoor, the scientist, has been was able to successfully take it, but now they're not like bulky anymore, the soldiers. Like he was able to do something where it enhances you as you are.
Where other actors that aren't like bodybuilders can play the
Right, can play the
characters.
characters.
Yeah, it's
So,
convenient
yeah,
of him to do that. Like the casting for the show is very appreciative of him doing that.
It's true. Okay, so the woman, what's her name? Sharon? Is it Sharon?
Yeah, Agent 13, Sharon Carter.
Sharon Carter. Is she Peggy Carter's daughter from another marriage, or is she?
No. She is her like great grandniece.
And she's in that cat. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. But someone in my text message audience says, "I'm having fun watching Mecha R. Martian playing video games because they haven't watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but they're like focused on Mecha Martian playing video games."
Fucking
And
story
I think
is
that's
amazing.
hilarious.
Just killed the
I wish
boss.
you could put your screen with the video game so we could see what you're playing at least. No, that would be too distracting. Don't do it. Wait, but so she's like you said a niece.
Yeah.
Is it
Okay,
working?
cool. No, don't do it. I was just joking. I'd rather see you looking at the video game because Father and I know you don't care about spoilers. So I mean, I don't care. There's sometimes where two people in a party talk to each other and one person's not paying attention, and that's just who you are.
Fair
Actually,
enough.
you are paying attention too, to be honest. Because every time I'm like Ruben, blah blah blah, he's like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, what? Like, how are you listening and playing the video game at the same time?
It's cool to hear. It's cool to hear the little characters they bring back.
You should watch these
I'm not
shit.
a
You
fan
should
of
get the
Marvel
HBO
Universe, but
trial.
I do give
It's
them credit
Disney.
for.
Oh, Disney. Sorry. Yeah,
I
don't
do give
get
them
the
credit
Disney.
for the way they've handled their thing, as opposed to DC.
Plus, I'm so fucking hot. It's insane.
Okay.
Bucky's super. So is Sam. Sam's hot too. They're both hot.
Yeah.
I like them. I ship them.
Oh yeah. You think they're gonna fuck each other?
No, but they already have kind of with their minds. I feel like they're like very like. They're very like mind lovers. You could be a mind lover with someone.
What does that even mean?
It's like non-physical. What is that called?
It's like a sapiosexual, like it's an intellectual.
You're into intellect. Yeah.
Oh,
Mind lover. I've got a mind
I
lover.
My lover.
so like they love each
Oh,
other's
stupid.
like personality, but they're not like physically attracted. Is that what you're saying?
No, I think they're also physically attracted to one another, but that they're like not. It's not the emphasis of their relationship.
I just
Okay.
Like, because
I think they're like just like two dudes that don't really like each other but respect each other, and they have to do this mission together. But
No,
maybe
they're, like, totally
maybe
like
I'm
each other.
crazy for thinking
level
that.
19.
wait, what's that?
I just reached
It's a
level
D20.
19. Yes, I just want to say I reached level 19 there.
On your game or just?
Yeah, on the game. Dude,
That's cool.
It
one
looks like you reached level 61 if you turn that upside down.
Ruben, one of the things we'd love to do on Starfleet Boy After Dark is host role-playing games. So if you want to invent a role-playing game for Starfleet Boy After Dark, I would love for you to be the...
invent one, or can we just play one that exists?
We could also
That'd
play
be a
one...
lot easier. I mean, I would love to invent one, don't get me wrong.
Do you feel confident doing a Star Trek role-playing game?
I mean, I feel confident doing any role-playing game, but I'd probably have to research the rules of how the game functions first, because
I don't think we can get Brian to be a consistent GM, but if you'd be committing... You know who Brian is? Have you seen him on the stream? And on Text Track, maybe? He's a game master for like a ton of role-playing games, but he's so busy, I don't think we can get him. I think you would love him. So I would like to offer you the slot of
Well,
game
his
master.
games are insane and shouldn't be played by anyone.
Ruben hosted back in the 2000s, I remember, and I never participated with Ruben as a but yeah, he hosted insane Dungeons and Dragons games.
I've been doing a session for a year now with
Yeah.
a Korean, a Brazilian, a Canadian. It's like a global. We do it on Discord.
Oh, interesting.
Cool.
At Discord on Roll20, of course.
Well, I know that Evan and Kevin would be interested in participating. Father, would you do a Star Trek role playing game?
Like a ongoing series?
Yeah, like
Like-
here on Starfleet Boy After Dark.
Like I don't know. Is that what you want to do with like your Friday streams? You want to like
No, it would not be a
dedicate
Friday
this,
stream. It would be like a midweek stream.
No. Yeah, no way would I have time for that.
All right, fine.
Speaking
You'll-
of streams, I gotta go to the bathroom.
I already have a group. We'll figure out the night, but it won't be Fridays. Friday nights are for Friday nights are for this. This is Friday night. And I zoomed in on you. I was trying to do. Oh, that's what I was trying to do. Because we could hear jingling and jangling. I don't know why we can still. Oh, because he still has his headset on. I can hear Ruben peeing. I just
So
saved the
we're gonna
audience.
hear, but he can hear us, right? Because
I think so. I think
he
he
would-
can still hear it.
yeah, because he would have his speakers on.
I took him off the stream temporarily.
So
'cause I
like
didn't-
he probably has like his dick in his hands right now, but he's
Right
hearing our
now.
voices in his head. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like we're in the bathroom with him.
That's really funny.
Be sure to shake it off, Ruben. You don't want any like pee drips when you tuck it back in.
Someone, maybe the broker, sent her a text threatening her. That's right. Memphis Nest got a threatening. We got Darren. We got Darren to ROTFL on that one. Hello, Darren. I'm glad you're here.
Yes, thank you for letting us know that you're rolling on the floor laughing. Although I don't believe you. I don't think it was actually that fucking funny.
I think it was that funny.
I've never seen someone raffle in real life. Have you? They start rolling around on the
I've
floor
rolled
laughing.
on the floor with laughter. Yeah, it's happened. Hold on. I think
Well,
Ruben-
you should calm your ass down because whatever the fuck it was probably not that funny. So hell.
What is going on, Ruben? What are you doing? Hold on. Should I put this
Maybe
on
he's
screen?
raffling also.
Oh, he's
Yes,
showing
What
us.
the-
Oh, get
My
lit.
mom-
Are
my
those-
mom
Get
gave
lit.
me- My mom gave me these one Christmas.
These are your You're showing us your boxers on.
No, these
screen?
are not boxers. They're like pajama pants.
Oh, pajama
Yeah.
pants. They're very cute.
see?
Okay. Oh, thank God.
Yeah,
I was
those are very stylish, Ruben, and
Yeah.
very festive for the
By the way,
holiday.
Funny thing is that I don't think she got the joke really about why it says "get lit."
with the
You know,
light
like, well, yeah,
and
but
also
like,
getting lit. What getting
Yeah.
lit? What we're doing
Right.
right now, we're lit.
Like when I say
So-
like get lit, like that means like get intoxicated.
right.
You think your mom didn't know what that meant?
She absolutely didn't know. That was-
I want to see a show about the super soldiers in the 50s and the 60s. That might be fun.
That
but
would be cool if we could see like if young Isaiah Bradley as the Black Captain America in Korea fighting the shit out of Winter Soldier. That would be fucking cool. Like the way they described that, where he's like, "Oh yeah, as I remember it, I whipped your ass, I ripped off your arm and shit." Like, yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that.
And I feel like they aged the actors so they could do flashbacks, right?
Well,
like
just
the actor.
just recast with a younger dude.
No, I think the actor is young enough, but they aged him. Didn't it look like makeup on?
No,
it?
I
It
think that's
looked
just like an old guy.
Oh, he's an old guy. Okay.
Yeah, that guy's old. I've seen him in other shows.
I
But
can't.
yeah,
wait
like
for the
just go
Wakanda
find
scene.
like some 25-year-old who looks like a like, get some guy who lift weights, looks like he could be a super soldier, and you put him in a cap suit,
think
and you
I
put
have
him in
enough-
Korea.
Do you think I have enough muscles to be a super soldier? Or can I be one of the new
I think
ones?
if
The
you
new dude.
if you keep working out and eat like a healthy diet
I could do it.
and lift weights 3 times a day. I mean 3 times a week. 3 times a week. Then you'll look like a super duper super soldier.
I'm having. I have too much sauce for this goose. I gotta
Well.
get rid of some of the sauce.
That sure ain't no super soldier serum right there.
That's not. It's anti super soldier serum. I can't wait for the Wakanda series. There's a Wakanda series coming out. Do I not know this?
Is that an officially announced thing? I'm not aware of it either, but that seems like an obvious thing for them to do.
Yeah, I would love a Wakanda. series.
Unless they kind of want to save that until they do like their next Black Panther movie, like if they already have like big plans and because sometimes you know how we've talked about this before. Actually, when PJ was on, we talked about this.
Variety
How
article. PJ's up and up on everything, man. What kind of series in the works at Disney Plus under Ryan Coogler's new Disney television deal?
okay,
So yeah,
that's cool. That's really and yeah.
Variety.
If Coogler is doing it, I'm definitely interested.
Nice.
It makes me wonder, like, what are they trying to save for the
It
big
should
screen?
take place at a college. Like it's a different world, like a different world back in the day.
I
But
love that
in
show. Tom
Wakanda.
Lewis. Oh my gosh, that would somehow be fun, but also inappropriate, Ruben. Jeremiah says, "I could never go." I love that I made you like spit out your drink. I could never go into role playing D&D. Never understood it. You should, if we get our role playing D&D thing off the ground, our role playing thing off the ground, Jeremiah. You should tune in because Ruben will make it fun. I remember
The easiest way to explain any role playing game is it's controlled improv. That's all it is.
Yes, that's great. I like that. Someone just told me, have you tried searching SBAD on YouTube so weird shit comes up? I have not tried.
Yeah.
S bad.
I don't know if that's like. You might want to consider rebranding to a different channel name.
No, SBAD will get so popular that it'll take over. That's what you'll see instead of the other SBAD.
But I mean, like,
I mean,
it's
that
that might
actually-
be true. That might be true, but you're gonna grow a lot faster if you have like a more searchable name.
What's a good? Come up with a good name. Hey, text message audience, come
Just
up with a better
Starfleet
name.
Boy at Dark. Just call it Starfleet Boy
That's
at
what
Dark.
it is, but everyone calls it SBAD. Hold on, let me search this. Let's see what comes up.
Like,
Let's see.
you're gonna be-
Agraf and Sabad Imatawan. Okay, Sabad. It looks like a lot of like Persian, Arabic
Yeah.
stuff. Interesting.
Sabad Shifa Safi.
Sabad Shafa Safi. I just saw him too. This is a challenge. I kind of want SBAD to like take over. Oh look, we're down there. Like we're way down there though. How many do we have to scroll past? We're like right now. It shows us.
Well, look at this one. There's one here. Where was
Oh,
that?
there's an SBAD official. They only have 1,000 subscribers. Come on, we could do better than that.
There's
SBAD official. Who are you, SBAD? Sabad. All right, well, Father, I'll consider it. Oh, then you have to really scroll down before you get to the channel. But we have 18 subscribers. That's amazing. What? Thank you. Thank you, all you 18 wonderful people. What do you think, Father? Everyone knows it as SBAD. Audience, let us know.
I think you'd be fine. I think you'd be fine if you went with Starfleet Boy After Dark. But what do I know?
But that
what about
is
SBD?
SBD. I bet that's like
Sorry,
a bank.
Sorry,
Let's see.
SBD Bank.
SBD bank.
Like I don't know if like I don't know if it's like initials that like
There's an SBD apparel. I'm gonna write to my friends at YouTube and ask them if they could pull me a solid and get rid of all the other SBADs and put me in the front.
all right, let me know how that works.
Fix the algorithm so it puts you.
No, I'll just be like, yo, remember that time I bought you all those drinks at the bar? Can you just do me a solid? In fact, algorithm, please send a message to my friends at YouTube. You know who you are. And do you think the algorithm's that smart yet? Do you think we already have crossed the do you think the AI, the actual like independent artificial intelligence already exists, but it's hiding in the internet? It does all these weird things. Is that happening? Can we go back to talking about Hollow Earth, which we never talked about?
What do you want to say about Hollow Earth?
All right, what was the light source? What was that? That's what I want to know. Like, why was there like a perpetual sunset? I'm obsessed with the light source in Hollow Earth because it can't be the core. What was the light source in the Hollow Earth?
Well, there is no Earth core, right?
No, there is. There's a core in the Hollow
Is
Earth.
the Earth
maps
hollow?
that they showed.
Oh, this is not the real Hollow Earth. This is Hollywood's version.
It was instead of being
You see,
like
they just twist the science, bro.
instead of being like inside of a hollow sphere, It's like two planes that are opposite of each other. And you have like a top and a bottom, and you can jump high enough and flip to the other one. So it didn't exactly look like a traditional depiction of Hollow Earth. Then they have to go through a portal to get there. So it's also like kind of unclear where exactly the Hollow Earth is located. But yeah, it's I didn't try to poke it too hard. As critical as I am of that
That's what
movie,
she
it's
said.
like, yeah, well, what they say: if she smokes, she pokes. girls that smoke are easier. You didn't know that?
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
It's totally 100% not true. I don't think that's true at all.
That's absolutely true.
I don't know how many girls are in our audience.
If they don't
please
care about what they
private-
put in their bodies, they don't care about what
What are
they
you
put in
talking
their
about?
bodies.
I mean, I saw a meme on Facebook, so it has to be at least half true.
So PJ says Hollow Earth is magic. I actually thought they were going to a different dimension.
Hollow Earth is it actually ties into the Dyson Sphere episode with Scotty.
Yeah, but with that, it actually looks like the inside of a hollow sphere. So that is how people traditionally think of Hollow Earth. But this actually, it was just like two planes, one on top of the other, and you exist like in between them. And so,
No, you could hop back and forth between the two planes.
right,
I think one plane, and there's like a little floaty layer in the middle of.
yeah,
like,
you're like halfway between the two gravity sources.
Are you doing mocap?
I'm
for-
hopping the plane.
Are you? That's kind of what it was like.
Well, you would be like upside down, and you get to like the
The
top
other
plane.
thing I liked about the movie, which we didn't talk about when we were talking about the movie, and I'm sorry, audience, if you don't want us to talk about King Kong and Godzilla again, but I like that King Kong had all the like oldies music associated with him, and I like that the movie ended with "All I need is the air that I breathe and to love you."
That's the Skull Island connection.
oh, is that
It
how
was
it
like
is?
it's all '70s songs in that.
Max Headroom is running the show. I believe Max Headroom is alive now. I agree with PJ on that one. The end of the movie with Kong swinging and that song. See, PJ, that's exactly what I was just talking about. Yes. So
Max
good.
Headroom became Skynet.
I can dig it.
Can you imagine? All right, back to Winter Soldier and Fatheree. All I can think of is Winter and Falcon.
Falcon.
The Falcon.
The name of the show is the Falcon
and the
Winter Soldier.
The Fatheree and the Winter Soldier. Can you imagine if it was called that?
Well, that show would suck.
I think it'd be funny. All right. Predictions. Ruben can't predict anything because he hasn't seen it. Are you gonna get Disney 30 Day and watch these shows? You don't want to. You have no interest. It's so funny. I can't get you to
no
watch
interest.
anything. What are you watching? What are you watching on Peacock?
Falcón y el soldado del invierno. Esta noche en el Falcón.
Is
Uh-huh.
Perfect Strangers on the Peacock channel? I think it is.
So I
Right?
watched recently. I watched the last Blockbuster documentary. That was pretty cool.
What was that?
It's on Netflix.
It's about
Oh, check that.
literally the last Blockbuster in the world. Last Blockbuster store.
There's still a Blockbuster video
There's
store somewhere.
one
Where
left.
in Texas?
Bend, Oregon.
Bend, Oregon. I could have visited this place when I lived in Seattle. That's
And
crazy.
so there's a documentary about the rise and fall of Blockbuster that culminates with talking about this last.
And does anyone actually like rent movies?
Well, they've had a resurgence of customers because of the documentary
Oh,
and people coming to take pictures, and because it looks like how you picture a Blockbuster.
how you remember a Blockbuster?
It looks exactly the same as the Blockbuster.
I spent so much time at Blockbuster Video, but we also had a local video store that I went to frequently called Line Video.
Yeah,
Did you ever go to Line Video? Yeah, Line Video. was
Yeah,
awesome.
I've rented movies from a bunch of other places, but not Blockbuster.
Line
That's good.
Video had the German classic Necromantic and Necromantic 2.
Were
They had a
those
lot of-
porns?
No,
Were they?
they were
No.
close, but German style. Even
Well,
when
we
you
all
were
know how
seeing
the
tits,
Germans are.
even when they were
They-
showing tits, you weren't a happy camper. You were just like,
They were-
this is disturbing. This is so disturbing.
What was it called? I'm gonna go watch it now.
Necromantic.
Necromantic. Okay, you have
One
to
and
remember
two.
that.
Line Video had a whole section of the owners of the video store would go to Europe, get the latest films, come back, and they had all the latest European films.
They had so many foreign movies.
They had
It's
everything
awesome.
you couldn't find at. That's why they stayed in business, because you couldn't find any of their movies at
No,
Blockbuster.
that was our Blockbuster.
So there was
Yeah.
like the esoteric, like a little bit more,
Yeah,
Yeah.
little bit
Artsy.
more cultured movie watcher, maybe.
yeah,
I don't even
100%.
think they had like new releases.
Dare I say, a little snobbish, perhaps.
A little bit, but I don't know. They had a lot of like campy horror stuff too, and but
Well,
just
it was also back
Sounds,
then.
sounds like a fun store.
yeah, just the
Blockbuster
non-mainstream.
had all the stuff you would see in the theater because they had all the stuff that you
Hmm.
couldn't see in the theater. There
Yeah.
was no theater playing.
They also had so many.
Necromantic.
They had so many VHSs.
Probably for
that
the best.
They had so many VHSs that for a time you could still, if I'm remembering this correctly, you could rent VCRs so that you could watch their VHSs as well. Because people started switching to DVD and they were like,
Hmm.
oh shit, what do we do? Oh, we'll have a fleet of VCRs that you could rent. You could take home this VCR, plug it in, and just watch our VHSs that way if you don't have a VHS player anymore, which was
Yeah.
cool. So they lasted a long time with their VHS.
I don't have a VCR anymore. I just realized.
I don't. We have one, but I haven't used it, and I should. I need to convert stuff to DVD.
Well, I don't even have I don't have a VCR, DVD, or Blu-ray player. I've never owned a Blu-ray player.
What?
You've never had a game console that played Blu-rays?
Last console I had was PS2.
No, well, ain't nothing after that play, or nothing before that played Blu-rays. So
I need another drink because of that. You
Yeah,
guys.
because I went.
I'll be right back,
I
make it-
did BitTorrent very early on,
Mhm.
like when it was, close to LimeWire age. After, and then I went from that to Netflix, and I never looked back.
right on.
The last DVD I ever bought, actually, was the 2009 Star Trek.
Well, I had a Blu-ray player since 2006, but I early adopted a PlayStation 3. So it's hard to believe though that like I got my first DVD player in 2000 because I early adopted a PlayStation 2. But I only had like DVD for 6 years before I switched to Blu-ray. And I've had like Blu-ray for I guess 15 years now, which is crazy.
I
There was only
remember
6 years with DVD.
I had a few hundred DVDs at one point, like
Yeah.
300 or 400. And then I remember getting one of the Simpsons DVDs, one of the seasons. And in the forward, Matt
I
Groening,
know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
he writes, congratulations buying the new DVD, whatever, before the next format comes out and you got to buy it all over again.
That's
when
exactly
I was
what
like-
happened.
I literally remember reading that and just going, you know what? I'm never buying another format again. Like, this is the last physical
That was
format.
that was way back in like 2001. I remember that in like 2001 when that came because I bought that DVD too, and I read that exact same fucking letter from Matt
That's
Groening.
hilarious.
Yeah,
And I remember at the time, I think mini discs were like the new thing coming out. Do you remember
yeah, like the
mini discs?
GameCube games. Yeah,
Yeah, and those. Yeah, and I love the GameCube.
it was a fun system. It had I mean, any Nintendo system's gonna have like good exclusives. But that was the last time that Nintendo like cared about like keeping up with the competition as far as like hardware goes, because it was comparable to the original Xbox or PlayStation 2. Like a lot of those games
Close enough,
were,
yeah.
were ported to it. You know, like they played well on it.
Their mistake was just making it that mini disc thing instead of making it, or not, at least making it where you could still play a regular CD, so you could use it as a CD player.
And it also like it didn't have like online capabilities. It was like when Xbox Live first came out, that was a big deal. And then Nintendo sometimes they're like a step behind on stuff like that because then like when the Wii came out in 2006, it didn't have HD, and that was kind of a blow for that system because like none of your hardcore gamers were going to be that interested in it when they could play. HD was a new thing for games back then. Like that 2006
Sony
era.
and Xbox are always pushing like, okay, what's the latest thing we can stuff into this console?
They're the new like what Nintendo and Super Nintendo were when we were kids. That's what Microsoft and Sony is now.
Yeah, like the Genesis and Sega. And
yeah.
Nintendo.
And if you were a Genesis kid, you'd want to go play Super Nintendo games at like your friend's house who had a Super Nintendo. And if you were a Super Nintendo kid, is the opposite. You wanted to go play Genesis games with your friend who has a Genesis at home.
I am a video game whore. I had it all. I remember having 2 TVs in my room, and I had a Nintendo hooked up to one, and a Genesis hooked up to the other.
Nice.
a Super Nintendo, I should say.
So I went
my cousin lived in Japan for about 3 years when he was from like 10 to 13. And when he came back, he brought the Super Famicom, the Japanese Super Nintendo, which was really bizarre, but that was a lot of fun because the games on there were super hard. Like, they were extra hard.
Yeah, I had to dumb down the games for the American audience. I went from NES to Genesis to Nintendo 64.
I went from Atari was my first game console, the 2600, and then NES. NES, Genesis, and Super Nintendo, and then I also had the Sega CD.
Do you have a Sega Saturn?
I did never had the Saturn, but I had the Sega CD. That was a lot of fun. It was bizarre, but it was so cool. Like, you know, this advanced technology.
Yeah.
I remember this one game called Road Avenger, which was like it was like watching a cartoon, and then at certain kind of like there used to be this game called Dragon Slayer. Where you were like, it was almost like a cartoon, and then at a certain point you had to press things at the right time.
Right, but
or else
you could
like
actually put that nice animated footage on a CD with the Sega CD.
Yeah, and at the time in 1994, it was like, what the fuck?
That was like the selling point for it. And that was one of the advantages of the PlayStation over the Nintendo 64, because like Nintendo insisted with going with cartridges instead of moving to optical media, but the PlayStation had like the CD drive, so they could have like those beautiful like uncompressed video clips. That was when they started like really doing like cinematics for games that had like way better graphics than the gameplay. Like Final Fantasy VII was probably like the most famous one early on for doing that. Like
Final
there's
series. I remember
there's
Final
no way
Fantasy
you could put those cinematics on the N64.
No.
The cartridges would not handle it.
I never had an N64. A friend of mine did. I had the PlayStation, and then I went PlayStation 2. I had the Nintendo DS also, which I fucking loved. And then that's it. I've been a PC gamer ever since again.
I don't even have a PC. I'm on a Mac right now.
Yeah, I have a Mac and a PC, but I play through this system called GeForce from NVIDIA, which works on Mac or PC. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I never got... I don't know why I never bought a PS3 or...
What about Dreamcast?
I had a friend who had Dreamcast, so I played a good friend, so I played a lot of Dreamcast.
Man, Dreamcast had like the best fucking launch titles out of any console. It launched with a Sonic Adventure, the new Sonic game. It had what was Ready to Rumble, the boxing game.
Boxing game, yeah.
It had House of the Dead 2, the rail shooter.
It had like the display at Best Buy where you could like play the launch titles.
Man, like that console, like it had like a shitty controller, but it had some fucking amazing launch titles.
No, it was
and the 2K games, like the NFL 2K and NBA 2K.
It was the first system I can remember that had like real, like actual games that you could play online. because it had
Yeah.
it had Fantasy Star Online that you could play with other players. It had,
Yeah, it came with a 56K dial-up modem.
yeah, and it actually worked. And then it was, since it ran on Windows, it was easily hackable, so you could get all these like
Yeah, it ran on Windows
discs with like
CE.
50 games on it, whatever. That shit, that was crazy.
It had a web browser disk. Like it came with like a CD. It was just like web browser, and you just stuck that in there, and it loaded up like a game. But you just like typed in a URL with your controller, and
And then the controller had that little cartridge thing
Yeah.
that had a game.
the
kind of
VMU.
yeah.
Yeah, the visual memory unit. Those
And it
things
had, like,
suck
a
though because the
Tamagotchi.
batteries died. You had to put like a little like watch battery inside of it.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a pain in the ass, like having to like go to the mall when I was a teenager to get like batteries for my fucking Dreamcast memory card. Yeah, that was okay. That was the opposite of Nintendo, where like Nintendo was always like a little bit too far behind on the new technology. Sega was like they were trying to jump the gun. Like they were like no, we're not quite ready for some of this stuff yet. But if you look at like
They were just a little too ahead.
yeah, but I mean like online gaming a few years after that was a huge thing for consoles. So
Well,
they were like ahead of the game.
The Sega Master System, which was the competitor to the Nintendo, the regular Nintendo, that when you bought that originally, on the back of the box, it purported to have online capability. It never happened. No game ever came out that played it, but it said you could play over the telephone. So Sega was trying to like push that whole thing way ahead of anybody else.
You know another advancement they had?
The 32X cartridge that they did, where you would plug that in, then plug the game in.
Yeah, into
and
the Genesis, yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
The
remember
Saturn.
the Game Gear?
the Game Gear.
It was in color. That was back when Game Boy was black and white. Or it was like black and green. It was like that green screen.
That
But-
shit used to get like 10,000 degrees hot when you play it. It was so
Yeah,
hot.
it would just fucking drain batteries instantly.
Yeah.
But the Game Gear was in fucking color, had better graphics. It basically looked like Sega Genesis level graphics in
Yeah,
like
it
the
was
palm of
pretty
your
good.
hand.
I had a friend of mine who
And you could play it with if the lights were like if you turned the lights off and tried to play a Game Boy, you couldn't see the fucking screen. Like you had to have the lights on. The Game Gear had a backlit screen.
Yeah,
It was so much better, but like the Game Boy sold so much more because it had fucking
No, yeah.
Mario and Tetris on it. Because
And
of
it was
fucking
just cheaper.
Tetris and Mario, yeah. Everyone played fucking Tetris on the Game Boy, and everyone played fucking Mario Land on the Game Boy.
it was a craze at that time because the Atari came out with the Lynx, which was their handheld system.
Yeah.
I had a friend his family was kind of pretty well off, and so he had the Game Gear. He had the Atari Jaguar, which was their console, their last attempt at a console. He had the Philips 3DO, which was like nobody had that shit. It was like a console that came and went, it came and disappeared. In like 6 months, it was gone. But he had it. But the Atari Jaguar had a great Alien versus Predator game. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know a single person who had a Jaguar. I saw one in the store, but I don't know a single person who actually owned one. The Virtual Boy.
He had the Virtual Boy.
I had a Virtual Boy, but I never met anyone else who had one.
That shit was crazy. Those red graphics it had.
Yeah,
That shit used to make me nauseous.
it came with the Mario Tennis. You load up the game, it opens like a tennis ball coming at you. Jeremiah
That game was pretty cool though.
Jeremiah has a comment.
Jeremiah says it's weird. I grew up with a 360, and oh shit! I hear my echo. We'll only played Halo 3, and after my 360 broke, I never got back into gaming.
Well, I hope you enjoyed Halo 3 if that's the only game you played. It's not a bad one.
I've always been a gaming whore my entire life.
But yeah, I'm not like a huge gamer. Like Ruben's obviously like a bigger gamer than I am, but I've I'd say I'm a moderate game player. Oh, look at this.
I have two older brothers too, so they were like when I don't remember they had the Atari 2600, and then I just inherited it. It was just always there.
Evan, we're talking about game systems.
I am very excited to get in this conversation.
Well,
I'm glad you brought
us,
up Jaguar and 3DO. I was dying to jump in, but you named
Oh
them.
man, I love it, man.
walk us through your game systems. What you have from cradle until now. What all game systems did you have?
I grew up with a Commodore.
Oh, I had the
Commodore 64.
Yeah,
I had that one too. Yeah,
and that was the first thing that potty trained me. My dad
Potty trained you.
Yeah, my dad made it.
it was advanced. They could potty train children.
It was the
that
first.
advanced.
They were ahead of the curve. Yeah.
I'll be damned.
No, my dad programmed it to like talk and say to like remind me to go use the bathroom. So it would constantly be like, Evan, go pee pee in the potty. Like it would have this like robotic voice that he programmed.
That would probably scare most children.
But that was the first. Yeah, we had a Commodore.
I still remember games on that like Bard's Tale, Farmer's Daughter. They were text-based games where you had to type what you did.
Yeah.
And if you didn't type close enough to what the system could understand, it would give you an error message. And it was the biggest pain in the ass game because imagine it didn't program this wide variety of. It wasn't the Star Trek computer that could understand your, your tone and your.
Yeah, text-based games are a thing of the past, but
yeah. My uncle had a game where you had to like it was. I don't know what it was, but it was he could play baseball, but he would have to like pull cards out, and then like had holes punched in them, and he would like put it in different slots that would be a command to like move the bit.
Yeah.
Like it was like
what you're talking about.
Yeah, that thing was crazy. Cool? I can't remember what it, but
I can't remember what it was called, but I know what you're talking about.
So we had the Atari. Then we went to Master System, Genesis. Master System.
My friend had a Master System. I loved Alex Kidd. It was so amazing.
Oh, I had Moonwalker. On that.
Fuck
Rocky.
Yeah.
What was
the Genesis Moonwalker was amazing too.
Yeah, the Michael Jackson game.
Yeah, it was so good.
Where you could like beat people up as Michael Jackson, and like the white suit.
Yeah. Well, they had like white, green, red, and blue. I think it was.
No, they like kind of recreated the video at certain points.
With, like,
the little,
it was like
the Genesis MIDI kind of sound.
There was like the suit from the Smooth Criminal video.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you press like a button and he'd be like, "Woo!" and he spins around and kicks somebody.
And you would throw hats. You would throw like fedoras.
Oh yeah, it had like the magic sparkles flying out of it.
Yeah, that game was great. The Rocky game was great.
Rocky game, yeah.
Beastmaster.
No, Altered Beast.
Right? Altered Beast, thank you. Yeah.
Altered Beast, yeah. Rise from your grave.
That game
Beastmaster is a movie they should reboot.
Yeah. I loved Beastmaster is a great movie. I had ferrets growing up. I had ferrets growing up as a kid, so I loved Beastmaster.
Rise from your grave.
What else? Then I went to Super Nintendo, Nintendo. NES, which still I think is the only system to use an actual chip tune, like it performs the soundtrack live every time it plays it, which I love about the NES. Like every time you play the game, it like performs the music live, which when there's a lot of stuff going on, you'll hear the hard drive of like the chip tunes and stuff, like it'll stress, and that's why sometimes like in an NES the music is like not as good at times when like a lot of stuff is happening because it like sacrifices the sound quality, which is kind of neat. I've always loved that about NES. Then I never had a Super Nintendo, but I went to Sega after that, Sega Genesis. I regret not getting a Super Nintendo, but then I became a Genesis kid. Then I became a PlayStation kid.
We were all three Genesis kids.
Yeah.
Well, Ruben had both. He had a Super Nintendo too.
But I did work. One of my first job ever after high school was at Toys R Us,
Oh wow,
and I was hired for the Christmas season as the Nintendo specialist.
that's awesome.
But I sold more Sega Genesis. I always loved the Genesis more. And then
Yeah.
one of my fondest memories was with the Sega CD. There was an early computer game called Prince of Persia, which the GameCube, there was a series made for the GameCube. But the original Prince of Persia game was one of the first motion capture video games ever in the 80s. It was done on a Mac 2E. I
Oh
believe.
wow.
And it was super, for the time, it was like mind-blowing type game because the guy looked like a person moving. And the Sega CD remade
It was
the
so
game.
realistic. I had a huge crush on the Prince of Persia.
The Sega CD remade the game like faithfully, but with like Sega CD quality cutscenes.
Yeah.
Because the original game really didn't have a story. You were just saving the princess. And I remember one New Year's, as it was turning New Year's, I beat the last boss of the game.
Oh, it's amazing.
And I was like, fuck yeah! You know, fireworks are going off and shit. I'm like, yeah!
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, this is
what
all
a
for
what a
me.
what a beautiful
Yeah.
moment. Oh my
You guys-
god.
As bad as me, and I still have this question: should I break the seal or hold it? Like I don't know what to do.
Break
I mean,
it.
that-
Yeah.
but if I break it, I'll go.
We're having
like, every
fun
5
talking
minutes.
video games without you.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I don't mean to say that, but I think it's important to pee when you have to pee and then hold it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you don't want to
now
like
the
strain your
feeling went-
bladder, do you?
The feeling went away now. Where does
Oh.
all the drink go when that feeling goes away?
In your foot.
It's all the dreams.
I will say to sum up though, I was kind of stretching. I was giving you the long answer of my whole timeline, but I'll
Yeah,
say
keep going, keep going.
But I will say, flash forward. I did Nintendo 64, then PlayStation 1, 2, 3, Xbox. Then I switched over to Xbox. I'm here now.
Do you have the super duper? Oh,
Oh,
those
the
things.
Oculus.
Yeah, I just got Oculus.
I
I
want to
still
get
haven't
that.
tried that.
Can you
Cool.
play Star Trek Online on that?
I think I have the Star
Or,
Wars one. of
or
the Star Wars
Bridge
games.
Crew. Bridge Crew is
Bridge
the Star
Crew?
Trek VR game. I have the PlayStation 4 VR.
How's that?
I like it, but there's not like a shitload of games that use it. But like the games that I have really gotten into on it, I love playing them in VR.
It's
I
a
tried
growing,
playing Resident Evil 7 with that, and it was so. I don't really have problems like watching scary movies or anything. Like I don't really like get scared during movies. I could not handle Resident Evil 7 on VR. I played like 15 minutes of it, and it's just like, oh my god, this is fucking ridiculous that they would expect like any like sane human brain to like sit here and like endure this stuff. It is scary as shit and like unbearably so.
No,
Yeah, like it'll fuck you up. Like that's like the scariest thing I've ever done is tried to play like that game on VR.
Does anyone remember those old radios and boom boxes with the TV in it? I remember those.
Yeah, little portable TVs.
But it was a boom box. I remember that.
I don't remember that.
I totally remember it.
Whoa, flying.
Uh,
The Oculus is neat though because there's so much like I watch baseball games on it and basketball games and then like
What?
we did I
Did
did
you
a
watch
tour.
Godzilla?
No, I want
And,
to, but there's a Netflix thing that makes you and it feels like you're in like a log cabin watching TV, and it feels like you're in a log cabin watching Netflix. But
You could
we
turn
did- we did-
around and see.
we did
Yeah.
yeah.
log
They
it's
have
great.
that on VR and PlayStation VR.
What?
We did Anne Frank's house. Like we got like a virtual tour of Anne Frank's house. So
did
there's like a cool educational.
Did you do the Gorillas video?
I
Did
got
you do Saturn's
Sorry.
bars?
I had a totally different idea of what you said. I was like, wait, what?
You got to do go into like the YouTube, the VR YouTube, and look up the Gorillas music video to the song Saturn Bars.
Oh really? Oh, that
Yeah,
sounds awesome.
no, that's fucking badass as hell. Like, do that, and then
I'm gonna make a note of
Run the Jewels. Look up
that. Ooh, I love Run the Jewels.
Run the Jewels. They have a song called Crown, and do that in VR. Those
Evan,
are
is
both.
there-
Those are both. I'm gonna drink a few more beers and then go do those later tonight. Actually, when I
You
get off
have
this
this
with y'all.
Oculus? Oh, you have the PlayStation VR. And
Yeah.
oh, can I? If I had the Oculus, could I meet you in a virtual environment
Yes.
and see you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back. I have to order one right now.
I'm trying to talk Kevin into getting one too. Yeah, they're super fun. You can just like, what's up? Bro?
Did y'all ever go to in the '90s, like at the mall?
I'm hoping that Dungeons and Dragons makes use of VR.
That
Oh,
would be
that'd be
That's
cool.
like a DM kind of use
yeah,
virtual assets to create battle maps and story maps. And
Did,
that'd be real cool.
did y'all ever see like those like VR setups they used to have like in the '90s at like the mall, where they
Oh, yeah.
like they
They're
had like
coming
some
back.
cool shit back then.
I'm
I went to this
sorry.
place in Colorado in the early '90s.
I have a question.
Uh,
I went to the Oculus.com and I clicked to where to buy, and it says find a retailer. I can't buy it online. Like I have to buy it. Oh,
No,
Amazon.
you should be able to.
Amazon's a real. Oh,
Yeah,
but I don't wanna...
we got ours sent. We had ours sent to us.
Oh, okay, let me just see. And then which model should I buy? The S.
I think this is the newer one. I like the 400. Is there a 400 involved or something? I don't know why 4 is jumping out to me.
Oh, the price point is like $400.
Yeah.
Where is
Can
it?
y'all hear Antonia snoring? She passed out in the living room next to me.
No, but Antonia
That's so
does
funny.
the...
Katie did the same thing.
That's really funny. But Antonia does the voiceover for the text track introduction, right?
Yes,
Okay.
It's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
he just got a note saying he's getting divorced because he said that she snores on the internet.
Wait, hold on. Let me see what it says.
Oh.
Good night, Indy. Good night.
I'll be right back.
All right, see you. Wait,
we
so
fell
I don't
asleep.
know which one to get.
We fell asleep watching the David Attenborough. Have you guys seen on Netflix?
No.
It's amazing, but it made me really sad and scared, and like I had to stop. I was like, I need to go on. Katie fell asleep, and then I'm like, okay, I need to go like talk to you guys and cheer myself up because it's like it makes you think like, oh my god, the world's gonna end like soon.
Oh.
It's all about like the population rising and like carbon rising and in the atmosphere and like deforestation and all that. Like you're just like, oh my god.
Whoever's left, if they can find the YouTube archive, they're probably watching this right now and they're like, this is so sad. These people were so hopeful that like the world would continue and it didn't. They were talking about VR gaming, but going back to VR gaming and the moment for a moment, what is this? Do you have to hook it up to a PC or is it standalone?
No, it's standalone. No. Literally,
so it has the whole computers inside the little thing.
This and 2 controllers.
And how do you like play a game? Do you download it to that? Like, is it Wi-Fi?
Yeah, it's all self-sufficient. It hooks up to your internet, and
I can't buy this in my current state because I don't understand like all the jargon on here. But I'll have to call you,
yeah,
and we'll have to talk about this in the daytime because I'm very interested. There's something called like there's the new one that they're showing on the website, but it says notify me, and I kind of want that one.
they came out with an even newer one. We just got the newest one, so that's even newer one.
Yeah.
I will say it gives me a little bit of a headache. I can only do it for like half an hour tops.
I saw videos of like y'all doing it on Facebook, and it was fun to watch because
it's super fun. It was
fun to watch you doing it, but yeah, because it's like, whoa, he's in a totally different universe right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I recommend them. I watched Wheel of Fortune on it. That just was more like I was just watching Wheel of Fortune. I realized I didn't need to be doing that virtual reality.
You can watch Wheel of Fortune. Can you go up to the wheel?
No, it was like literally just like watching Wheel of Fortune. I was like, I don't need to be doing this. I can use.
Try watching. Can you watch HBO on the VR headset?
Overkill.
Can you watch HBO on the VR headset?
I haven't seen. I should look.
You should. I don't remember if you smoke weed or not, but you should go to the legal weed shop, get a little weed, and have just like a little tiny puff. If you haven't smoked in a long time, just the teeniest of puffs, and then watch Godzilla versus.
I'm excited. I'm specifically saving it to watch with my nephew, who's excited about it as well. Katie and the girls are going away for all of next week, so it's just going to be me and Max. So we're going to watch Godzilla and King Kong, and he's usually not excited for movies or TV, so I'm excited to like that he's excited about it. So
I
I
mean,
think
it is
no,
got
no,
at the end of the day, it's Godzilla who's
yeah.
iconic and King Kong who's iconic. Like I don't see how you can resist whether you love it or hate it afterwards. Like you can't resist it, right?
I
Like
used to
it's
be
like
obsessed with King
yeah.
Kong for a while. In my like all of my 20s, I was like I went to visited the Empire State Building just like motivated by like looking at their King Kong merch and stuff. Like I loved King Kong for so long.
This is a recommended book from our audience,
Oh
Titan
yeah,
by John Varley. Have any of you guys ever read this
no,
or
it
heard
looks
of it?
fun.
It does look
There's
fun.
like a bunny cloud.
It's
What
not
is that?
Titan. It's not Titan. It's Titan.
T-
Titan. It looks like an elemental or a titan of some kind. And there's like a horse person.
A
What are those
centaur.
called? Centaurs. Thank you. And then something's happening here where it's accused, like someone's accusing someone.
You think they're casting them off into the?
Yeah, maybe into the. I don't know what's going on, but it looks trippy and cool. All right,
What?
thank you for that recommendation. I'll check it out.
Who recommended that?
Text message audience. They like to stay anonymous,
Okay.
but I like including all the audience. Which, by the way, we have quite a big audience, and some people are saying like, who was it? Father was saying don't do two channels. Was it Father who was saying two? What do you think about two channels, son of Dennis?
Fine. The more content, the better. Yeah.
Was it hard for you to find S? Do you think it should be? Oh, that's what he was saying. He was saying don't do SBAD, do Starfleet Boy After Dark. Which, by the way, if you do type
I agree
Starfleet
with
Boy
that.
After Dark, it comes up at a higher position. This channel comes up at a higher position
Then
on
SB
this,
really?
than SBAD. Yeah.
Oh weird.
So it's already working. The SEO is working. It's great.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, sounds like you know what you're doing. Then
No, it's not
Keep
even
doing it.
me. It's the algorithm. The algorithm does all these things for you. You just have to
I am
tell
the
it.
algorithm.
but you can
I
doctor
do
that
not
algorithm
approve.
even better.
You could just tell it. It's sentient. You can just say, "Algorithm, can you please do this for me?" And it'll do it. Just don't ask it.
We should start having the algorithm on as a guest.
We should. What would the algorithm?
Yeah.
Who wants to be the algorithm?
Right.
I think
Hold
Ruben is the
Yeah,
algorithm.
Ruben is
I think
volunteer.
Ruben's already volunteered to be the algorithm. By the way, I'm having tequila, and Blue Spark says, "Don't break the seal." I have not broken the seal yet. It went away. Where does it go when Evan said, "In your foot." It goes in your foot.
I think it eats away. I think it turns into kidney stones.
Mm,
You're screwed.
that's my worst fear ever in the whole world.
I've had
Just
two
like-
of them. They're
Kidney
the
Is
worst.
it from the liquor? Is the
You've had
kidney
two
are the
kidney
kidney stones
stones?
from the liquor?
I-
Someone
my-
told
I
me
had-
it's milk.
Well, no, I mean I used to.
I mean, it's the
drink
calcium. It's calcium oxalate. It's a buildup of calcium oxalate crystals. So it could be. I mean, essentially that I won't poo poo that theory. I will say.
Was it the most painful thing you've ever experienced?
Oh yeah, and I was 16.
No, what? But
Yeah.
so then you figured out how not to get them since then.
No, I haven't made any life decisions that would lead me to be any healthier than I was when I was 16.
But you haven't gotten them again.
I will say one of my urologists said to add lemon to my water, and it helps break up if you have crystal buildup.
Oh, I'm totally gonna like eat lots of lemon tonight. Just like shove lemon in my mouth and like
You're fine.
squeeze it.
I was joking. Your pee's not going to turn into
I hope
Life
this
gives you
tequila
kidney
doesn't have.
stones.
I hope this tequila doesn't have any
I
calcium
mean,
in
why
it.
don't you well, you could have lime, salt, and tequila, no?
You sounded like
Yeah.
shit this whole time because your mic was away from your face.
Who
No,
me?
he moved it to
He moved it when I was having my laughing fit, and I still want to do that voice, but I can't. I can't.
You can't do the algorithm for us.
The
Algorithm.
algorithm is not.
We have a comment from PE. After humanity goes extinct
enemy.
and aliens come to visit the ruins of Earth, they will be impressed by how badass Oculus VR technology is. Yes, I think that's gonna happen. They're gonna be like, sadly, this was the last achievement of this
They're gonna-
civilization.
they're gonna travel like light years over here and be like, "Oh, cool! I could watch Wheel of Fortune on this thing."
Like you can finally, can you look and see the audience at least? That would be cool.
Yeah,
You see them all like,
I'm auditioning for it soon.
imagine they let you look and see the audience, but when you look, the audience are all skeletons.
Yeah, it's been the same audience since the first.
Just the
Do
first
you think they'll
episode.
discover Seinfeld? Will Seinfeld survive the apocalypse, do you think? No? It
What
was
do you mean?
broadcast on TV, so it's probably out in space already, right?
Oh, I see what you mean. I thought you meant like because of like cancel culture.
Wait, is Seinfeld cancelable? I don't think it's
Oh, yeah.
cancelable.
I've
Is
been
it?
watch. I love the show, and I watch it like at least every 2 days. I watch a couple episodes, and I came across some episodes that I didn't remember, and I was like, "Oh wow!"
Oh, you got to send me on the DL. I gotta
Just watch
assess
Just watch the episode "The Secretary." It's
The
about
Secretary.
George not hiring attractive secretaries because he's like, well, I want to sleep with them, and in the interviews he's like, I can't hire you because you're too voluptuous, and I'm gonna like
But
sleep
it's
with
making
you. And
fun of that kind of person.
well, but if you want, it's like really heavy-handed, and
Oh,
then he ends up
really?
sleeping
Really?
with his secretary anyways, and it's like yeah.
I still think we're gonna have to do, maybe we have to do a separate Starfleet Boy After
Yeah.
Dark podcast of a rewatch of Seinfeld, because I'd
I
love
mean,
to.
I'll defend it. I'll defend it
Yeah.
because I love the show. So, but I was like, there's been some stuff recently where I'm like, oh wow.
Well, what
they
about
were-
like? I still don't know the answer to this day of whether or not how dry cleaning works.
What do you mean? Oh,
Like, do you
because he was
remember
like,
that?
you just like use
could
your finger and like
you could
that's
just,
directly.
yeah, like
Yeah.
what exactly is dry cleaning? They're like have
Yeah.
to be using water at some point, because remember the guy shrunk his shirt
Yeah.
and he had to like confess that he ruined the shirt. Like dry cleaners never confess that they ruined your shirt. Ruben, have you ever had anything dry cleaned?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you not wonder how is it possible that it's dry? It's not. There's like. I still don't understand how dry cleaning works. It's got to be wet. It's wet. It's a wet.
It's gotta be wet.
It's got to be wet, right? Evan,
baby.
no.
I've taken a lot of
Starting-
dresses for
Starfleet
my
Boy After Dark
for
saying,
girlfriends
it's
and
gotta
stuff.
be wet.
And
Like to dry cleaners, and I give it to him, and then we pick it up, and it's clean. So I don't know.
is it really clean though? Because
I think I had a suit dry cleaned once.
I've sent things to dry cleaners and they came back looking exactly the same as when I sent them, and
Yeah.
they said that they tried. They said that they tried.
What'd you get on it?
I don't know. Blood?
I mean, could it be? Well, no. I mean, could it be steamed? No, it would be steam cleaned, right?
I think it's like a chem. I think it's like
What the fuck
literally
was
use like
that?
chemical.
Was that
Does
a
anyone-
copy from Jurassic Park?
Wait, what?
Did you hear that? Nobody heard that?
Oh,
No,
was
what
it
was
this?
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's really good for our ASMR audience. Oh my gosh. Ruben, do you listen to all of our podcasts? Because you have a lot of time to listen to stuff while you're playing video games, right?
I always have podcasts. Well, I have a podcast constantly in the background.
Go
so
listen
while-
to the. I
while
don't
I'm
think
working.
Evan's published the latest Drunk Space Nine yet, but go listen to the episode 3. There's a story about shitting in a bucket that I couldn't stop. I like that's just insane. I had no idea. I hope Kevin's listening to this somehow.
Yeah,
Here's
he's
this,
fast
'cause
asleep.
I think it's really funny.
Yeah, we're. I need to edit the newest one, but we just recorded Captive Pursuit with a new guest by the name of Caleb the Unforgettable.
Who's Caleb the Unforgettable?
He's a bloke I knew in Gainesville.
Oh wow.
And he posts a lot about Star Trek. So I was like, hey, I contacted him. I was like, do you want to do a DS9 podcast? And he's like, yeah, I'm on my 3rd watch of DS9.
Oh right.
So I was
on.
like, oh, perfect. So great. And then so he came on and we talked about Captive Pursuit.
That's the Tosk episode, right?
Yes.
That's a good episode.
Yes. Yeah, it was a great episode. It was fun to talk about. I'm trying to lock down another what's her name? But there's a comedian I really want to get on the podcast that I contacted by Fifi Bridges. I can't remember her last name, but I'm really excited to get her on. She just started watching DS9, so it'll be like an interesting like because she's like fresh into starting it, so it'll be interesting like get someone's take that is just like only seen a few.
I'm getting
So fun
messages
stuff.
about having 2 channels.
Oh, what is it? Yay or nay?
Some folks are nay, but most folks are yay, or I don't care. But I just have to like.
It seems to make sense. I get it.
What seems to make sense?
Having 2 channels.
Oh,
I mean, why not?
These
I
are
wish
like,
there was a way like you could have like a sub channel within.
YouTube doesn't let you do that. I wish that you could have that too. It would be great from a management perspective, but it's easy on StreamYards. I just press a button. But I think I'll start simulcasting Starfleet Boy After Dark because I do want to keep my text message audience, and maybe it's more convenient for them to tune into the old channel because they have it programmed. You know how like YouTube's kind of funny on a TV? Have you ever watched YouTube on a TV? It's not the same. Like new
No.
videos don't come up.
Yeah.
The search algorithm's
Yeah.
different. It's like really bad. So I
oh,
get it.
yeah.
I
I
get it.
mean, even from my from watching YouTube on, let's say, my Mac to my PC to my phone, the algorithm's completely different. It sends me different videos on every device.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I
True,
don't
true.
understand what. It's like I watch the same things.
It's all all I watch is Starfleet Boy. I don't know why it's sending me anything with
That's all I
Starfleet.
watch 24/7.
My mom does, by the way. She's right now.
Oh.
She's watching Jesus because it's Good
What do you mean?
Fridays.
Jesus
She's
has a
watching,
YouTube
like-
channel.
There's like a whole.
Surprisingly,
Actually,
he
yes.
doesn't have a lot of subscribers.
No, it's true. But she's like, you might hear shouting every now and then. That's like people stoning Jesus. She's
Your
watching the
mom's
Passion.
watching MMA.
I forget which one she's watching right now. It might be the Passion of the Christ. I'm not sure. The Mel Gibson directed one, but she watches all of them from now until Easter. That's what she does at night. She sits. She has a glass of
Oh.
wine, and she just watches all the
I love
Jesus
that.
movies. And I like
So
some
wait,
of them.
what is there? Let's
Sometimes
do the
she's.
list.
What's that?
Let's do the list. There's the one with the Scorsese one. What is that called?
That's called The Last Temptation of Christ.
Last Temptation.
No,
Then
is
we
it?
got-
That's not Scorsese, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The
So we got
Jesus
Last
Christ
Temptation.
Superstar.
Jesus Christ Superstar.
She doesn't watch. I can tell you already that she doesn't watch The Last Temptation of Christ.
There's
But I
every,
would-
every
like-
Zack Snyder Superman movie.
She doesn't watch those either. She does watch. She watches the Passion of the Christ. She watches the. What is that one? The King of Kings. Is it called? The old
Passion
movie,
of
The
the
King
Christ
of Kings.
is the Mel Gibson one, right?
Yeah, but there's the King of Kings. She watches like this old movie.
Wait,
called
how
The
does she stretch this till Easter if she doesn't even watch the Last Temptation of Christ? And then is she just watching like Jesus in the Mel Gibson? What is the Mel Gibson one? The Passion of the Christ. Is
Passion
she just
of the
watching
Christ.
Jesus get tortured like from now until Easter?
Yes, basically. She watches.
Oh my God.
That's basically what she does. And then there's a ton of like YouTube clips.
Talk about
and
destruction
videos.
born.
Yeah, it is. It's true. It really- Welcome back, Fatheree. What did you go break your seal? Did you go break your seal?
I was actually like standing like 2 minutes over there, or two
That's
Two-
not a form of
2 feet
distance.
over there, listening to y'all talking, and I was eating potato chips.
Oh, nice.
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
had a snack earlier. When
I had to
was
like check my beard, make sure I didn't have any crumbs in it.
You're welcome to have snacks on. Which reminds me, by the way, we do another podcast, and we have a new episode
We
of that
do?
called Recommendship. Me and Evan and Katie and Kevin do that one.
And
But
not
you-
me, because I'm too cool for that shit.
You're too cool, yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
but for everyone else, Recommendship, and the last movie we did was Ratcatcher, and we saw it only on YouTube. It's a Criterion movie, but you can't get it on the Criterion channel. I tried looking for it. It was on before, but they're always like changing their inventory or whatever, and so it wasn't on this time when I was trying to watch
I got
it.
that movie on Blu-ray, like right over here.
You
Really?
have Ratcatcher?
Yeah.
a good
Go
movie,
listen
right?
to our Recommendship episode, Father. That's amazing. And
No.
all the kids talk like fuck a fuck and take a fuck a shit. Shut. Shut your fucking shit.
I'm drowning. I'm
Mine.
drowning.
I'm drowning.
I'm lying to you. I've never heard of that movie
Oh,
before.
you're such a you're a bitch fat. You're
I
such
was
a
like, wow, dude.
That was really good. You have such authority in your voice, Father.
Yeah.
Like that when you lie, it sounds like the truth.
I'm a prankster.
Yeah,
Loki,
I was
Bobby
totally
Flay.
like, oh, okay, he's got that movie on DVD.
We keep
So
spending most our lives living in a prankster's paradise.
Weird Al over here.
The prankster's paradise.
Yeah, you gotta get like that fat, sweaty dude who's like singing his ass off. Like you have like Coolio and Michelle Pfeiffer in the background, but you have like that fat, sweaty dude who's just like putting so much fucking soul into it. Just goddamn, that's the most impressive part of the music video.
Who was that?
I don't know, but
Let's look it up. I'm gonna look it up.
he was doing his
Algorithm.
job.
Algorithm, find me, sweaty guy in Gangster Spirit.
parentheses eyes. Starfleet Boy is on Twitch, and I have to figure out how to add that stream, but I will start broadcasting Starfleet Boy on Twitch. That's a good idea.
If you want, I could play great games on your Twitch channel.
I would love it. I want to do more on the Twitch channel, so that would be great. Anyone can do whatever they want on the Twitch, right? Twitch is like a wild, wild west of video streaming, right?
Wow, West, Jim West, Desperado.
Jeremiah says Business Insider has a quick video explaining dry cleaning. Jeremiah, here, can you give us a little? Is there wetness involved in dry cleaning, or is it truly dry?
They use a chemical. It's like a chemical treatment.
But chemicals could be dry. There's dry chemicals. Like you don't have to
like
have
powders
wet.
and stuff.
I think it's like an
Powder.
aerosol. I think it's like an aerosol chemical.
Is anyone out there aware of how dry cleaning works? Should I open a
Business,
dry cleaning
well, he's
account?
saying Business Insider.
Yeah, we gotta
Should
check
I
out
open
video-
a dry cleaning business?
Should I open a dry cleaning business? I love ambiguity. Why not? The Last Temptation of Christ is about Jesus hooking up with someone, right? A lot.
That's the one with
Christians
Willem
aren't into that kind of
Dafoe.
thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just well, so like there's a lot of things that like don't make sense with the deification of Jesus Christ, because if Jesus was a rabbi, he would have most likely had a wife and maybe even kids, but once he was deified, it was uncool. It's like celebrities, like how they can't be dating anyone because you want everyone to want you, right? So you have to be like, yeah, like you can't, like once Timothy Chalamet like shacks up with a girl, I'm not gonna want him anymore. I'll be like, you're someone else's property now. But while he's single, he's my Timothy Chalamet, and that's kind of how Jesus works. So they deified him.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, it kind of is. This is like kind of.
I'm the opposite, because then like if like some girl I used to talk to is like all of a sudden like she's dating someone else, it's like, oh, I'm like more interested in you now.
Yeah, that. Wow, he's like, you got an endorsement there. That was good.
I only sleep with a married woman every night.
Yes, you do. That's true. That's true. Very good.
Ooh,
Oh my
you
god.
did, big boy, you did.
Is that part of that comment?
That was separate.
That got me. I was like, wait, and then I was like, oh yeah, you do. It's true. You're married. That's really funny. Fun fact: dry cleaning was invented by a black man, Thomas L. Jennings. Oh, cool.
Good for Thomas.
And yeah, and I would
I hope
like
he was well respected and compensated for his.
I hope so too.
invention.
That would suck if he wasn't. But yeah, we'll have to look at. No, it uses washes using a solvent instead of water. Ah.
A solvent.
Claro, cheese.
Pretty sure that's what I said. I specifically remember saying
A
solvent.
solvent.
You guys must have not heard me, but I was like, oh, it's a solvent.
But then it does get wet. Why is it called dry cleaning? That's what I want to. I don't understand I want to know why. We'll have to look into.
Because I think in like the old days they didn't have that. They would just like dust it off.
Maybe it has
I
something
mean,
to do
that's
with-
dry cleaning too, right?
Yeah.
I
Maybe
think at a
that's it.
certain
They take it to the back and they
viscosity,
dust it off and they charge you.
You know,
50
you
bucks.
could take a bath with dust, and it works fine.
chinchillas do.
Take a bath in dust. What the fuck did you just say?
If you're in the desert, you can get desnudo and bathe yourself with sand, and it cleans you pretty
Desnudo.
good.
Who's desnudo?
Desnudo. You get naked and clean your whole body with sand. And it works
I thought
pretty
des-
well.
Then you get like sand up in your ass crack and shit.
It's okay. It's just sand, but you want to rub it out really good,
You want to rub it out really good.
Yeah, baby.
and then you'd have to like really clean your hands.
I
with
don't
sand.
believe that like
Boy, after dark,
if you strip naked
Rub it out.
and roll around in sand and rub it all over yourself, just common sense indicates to me that you're going to be more dirty than you were when you started.
You'll be
No, it's
protected.
just, like-
It probably works
Yeah.
as a UV layer though.
I'm pretty sure you can like.
Like you're going to have that shit like in your hair, in your eyebrows, in your ears, in your ass crack.
PE says sonic showers should be a form of dry cleaning. Would be a form of dry cleaning. Yes,
mean,
I agree with
You
this.
dry clean your ass when you poop, right?
We talked about sonic showers on Trek on the Tube sex chat, and so let me ask you, since you bring it up, PE, let me ask this panel here.
I don't know what is sonic.
The
shower?
sonic shower is what they use in Star Trek. Instead of water, you bathe in a sonic shower. And if you watch Voyager, I think there's actually a sonic shower scene
Yeah.
where B'Elanna Torres gets cleaned in a sonic shower, and there's no water involved, right? Like it's truly
Which is
dry.
In Enterprise, that showers. What was that? They used water in the showers.
They have
Yeah, there's
you
no
see
water.
Scott Bakula using
And you
water
see-
to
Well,
shower.
no, I'm talking when T'Pol and that shower scene where they wash each other off. What is it? T'Pol.
No,
Oh,
that's-
that's the decontamination gel.
which is
Oh,
very
okay.
sexy. Yeah, they rub that all over each other. It's basically like a petroleum jelly or something like that.
So that's
Yeah.
different. That's not okay.
Yeah, they're just rubbing Vaseline on each other.
Ooh, rubber daddy.
But not.
Do
desert
people hear
sand.
you while you're playing the game? Dude, they hear you saying like, "Oh,
No,
rub
no,
it
I'm
down."
not playing with it. I'm playing by myself.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought you were like.
So you're
online.
you're playing with yourself and saying "rub it,
Maybe
daddy."
rub it down.
Rubber
That's
daddy.
what it sounds like.
I like talking dirty to myself.
Well,
Anyways, Enterprise
happy
doesn't have
Easter
sonic
weekend.
showers. We haven't gotten a sonic shower scene in TOS, right? TOS, did they introduce sonic showers in TOS? Because that's what Ilea walks out of, right?
Yeah.
In
that's in the motion picture.
the motion picture. So she walks out of a sonic shower, and it's like purple, and there's like waves and stuff like that, and there's steam coming out of that. If I recall correctly, there was like a kind of a dust or a steam. It was dust because she breaks the wall, or I forget what.
But she was
happened.
dirty as fuck.
She
'Cause-
wasn't. But I know what you mean. She took.
You
a
should
vow of
read
celibacy.
the novelization of that movie. If you want like basically like a Star Trek porn parody written by Gene Roddenberry, read the motion picture novelization.
I read it a long time ago, and I know what you're talking about. There's some weird stuff in there.
My name is
Right.
Lieutenant Ilea.
Hey, that's not a bad impression.
You know that woman died of a heart attack when she was like 40 years old.
Persis Kambata died of cancer, if I'm not mistaken.
Or was it cancer?
No, that was David. That hold on, let me look it up. You might be right.
I thought she had a heart attack and like fairly young. It was like in her 40s.
You might
It's
be
kind
right.
of odd death for a woman.
She was Miss India.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she was really beautiful.
Was a heart attack. Oh my gosh! At just
How old was she?
How old was she?
49.
Oh,
She was
so
49.
when I said like that, that woman died of a heart attack in her 40s, I was actually correct. Like every word of what I said was correct.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted that acknowledged in the record. Good night.
Father said goodnight.
To Indy.
Or whoever that was, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, they couldn't hear me with his. He didn't have his headset on.
She's gone. Father
All right.
said goodnight.
And then the last thing is there a new Asking Linda's out?
No. The last one we did was in December when we talked with the new format that we talked to my mom. Where, so not since December. We've had some setup issues. We're trying to get Kevin's mom back on, but it's with the new Zencaster setup. It's a little different.
Oh, okay, cool. Well,
Oh.
in the meantime, Recommendship is on the stream, the Asking Linda's stream. So if you look for Asking Linda's on wherever you find your podcast, you'll find
I
it.
put them they're bonus episodes on that stream.
And then Drunk Space 9 has its own stream, so you can search for... Oh, wow, you have 2 streams. You have 2 channels. That's like having 2 channels. See, I'm in a club now. I think you should do a Text Trek After Dark, a competing channel to this one, Fatheree. And then
I'm not
you'll
going to do that. I don't agree with the logic behind that.
Or you should do it. You should do like a text trek before dark and do like at 8 in the morning over
early
like egg
morning Text Trek.
McMuffins.
You can make breakfast every morning for
Yeah.
us and do that. That might be fun.
I already have some plans for the future.
Ooh, plans within plans. Have you just folded space from Ix? So yeah, I agree. Sonic showers are a form of dry cleaning. We're at that point, I think, where we can do either a script reading, play a game, or nothing and say goodnight. It's 3 hours and 30 minutes. It's almost 2 in the morning. What are you guys in the mood for? We're
How
4 of
about
us.
how about we count down from 3 and then we all yell out the option that we pick?
It's the
Oh, okay, so
final
it's
countdown.
script reading, a game, in which case, Evan, I'll try to get you to help me with that because I don't have a game in mind.
Okay,
What was the last
that
choice?
changes my decision.
Or say goodnight.
Or say goodnight, so that's 3 of them. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Script reading.
Say goodnight.
Script reading about a game.
If we did a script reading, Father, would you stick around and help out?
Sure.
All right, cool. Audience, this is your chance. Tell us what script you want us to read from, and if you could beat me, I'll try to find one. I'll be right back. I'm gonna make it show. You guys make it show. Tell everyone
Okay.
what to tune into this week, Father. We already went over your show, but talk about it some more. And then Ruben, tell
Sure.
everyone what's going on,
Okay.
Everyone-
which is your life, actually.
Okay.
Everyone should check out Text Trek. We have a new podcast episode that was just made available a few hours ago. We are talking about Star Trek Deep Space Nine Season 2. I've watched that show many times, and my co-host Dave is watching it now for the first time, so we're
that's
talking all about it. We're actually going to be going on a hiatus for the next couple of weeks because it's my birthday coming up in a week, and I've gotten both my COVID
Oh
vaccines.
shit! I wanted to bring that up, but that's okay.
And-
It's good that you brought.
I haven't.
It's your birthday.
My
Sorry,
birthday's April 10th. It's a week from tomorrow. It's
Dude, our
Saturday
birthdays are so
next
close, That's
weekend.
crazy.
When's your birthday?
16th.
Oh, cool. That's the 106th day of the year. And it's the day after taxes are due. And it's 2 days after the anniversary of John Wilkes Booth assassinating Abraham Lincoln.
You know more about my birthday than I do.
No, but yeah, so I got like my COVID shots, and it's my birthday, and I haven't left my house in over a year, basically. So I'm just gonna go like act a fucking fool. I'm gonna like hit up some bars and restaurants and be crazy,
Hell yeah.
Get an STD.
probably, or give an STD. You know why receive when you can give? You know.
It's a
Oh my
given.
goodness.
I agree with that.
Blue says do Star Trek 3. We already did Star Trek 3. What scene did we do from Star Trek 3?
Yeah, Star Trek 3 has already been covered, in my opinion.
Yeah, we already did Star Trek 3. I think Star Trek 5 we did also, right?
You know what? Something that we've never done. Oh my god! What about like the Christopher Nolan The Dark Knight? Like when when Two-Face is about to kill like James Gordon's kid, and like Batman's like, you don't want to do that, Harvey. Like, what about that scene? Can we do that?
Is there enough people? Is
Yeah,
enough for 4 of us?
we need at least 3 characters plus a wall to wall.
Yeah, I think we got it covered. I think we can do that.
Let me see if I can find the script. So it's The Dark Knight, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll be back.
2008. Christopher Nolan. But yeah, that's pretty much everything going on with Text Trek. And of course, later this year, when there's new Star Trek episodes, we will have weekly coverage of each and every episode of new Star Trek.
Are you gonna do videos from the Star Trek?
Of the Star Trek tour.
Fuck the Star Trek cruise.
Well, that's
Trek
next
cruise.
year. That's like a year away.
Oh, it's a year. No.
But I'd like to go to Star Trek Vegas if they have it this year. We'll find out. But yeah, and if anyone in the Starfleet Boy audience is going to be there, you should totally like say hi to me. If someone's like, "Father, I recognize you from the internet," I'll buy you a drink and sit and talk with you.
What's the line in the scene that I'm looking for?
Boy, comma, space, Harvey. That'll find it. Can you remember he says like you don't want to hurt the boy, Harvey, or like
Look up interior shadows. That'll narrow it down.
we'll see how long it takes him to find it.
I found it.
He found it. He found it. Ah! That's what you call an overreaction. That's what that's what they say at drama school that actors go to.
We use a new word. It's called hyperbolize. You hyperbolize that reaction.
Go fuck yourself.
Nice. I do. Here you go. Here's the link in the private chat, guys. Pull it up in a new tab, and then do a search for "Don't Want to Hurt the
what
Boy,"
page? Oh, okay.
or
What
you
is
can
it?
go to page. What are you doing, Ruben? You're the wall to wall, Ruben.
I'm not
I
doing
wa-
anything.
You're the wall to wall. Click on the link in the private chat. Go to the private chat. Click on the
Don't
link,
want to.
and
There's
then
so
it's,
many hurt
if you're on the page, yeah, but you got to type "Don't want to hurt the boy."
the boy.
Okay, when does it
Okay.
start? When does the scene begin?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. So I think it actually starts
It's after the Joker stuff.
where it says sirens, exterior, burnt warehouse. So there's Dent, Gordon, and then there's Batman. So Father
And someone has to be the little kid. There's like the little kid at the end.
Ruben's gonna be the wall to wall and the little kid, so he can play his video game. Because there's not that much, right?
What is the wall to wall?
That's the the script definer.
How about I'll be, if he doesn't want to do two characters, I'll be Batman and the little kid.
All right, that's fine. And then,
That link's
instead of
not
Dennis, would
loading
you
anything for
would
me.
you do Harvey Dent, or would you like to be Commissioner Gordon?
Is that link supposed to load something for me?
Yeah, PDF. Bitch.
Does it download it or open it?
No.
It should open up in a.
mine-
It should,
yeah, mine
depending on your browser and your browser settings, it should just be able to play it. Or open it, I mean.
I could also read the wall to wall and be Commissioner Gordon.
All right, I'll beat that.
Okay, you're Dent. Great. And then Batman is Fatheree.
Wait,
and
what
then,
page are we starting at?
So we're starting where it says sirens up at the top on page 135. Sorry, 134 of the script.
Oh,
but
Oh,
okay.
yeah, I see it. It was downloading it for me. That's funny.
Oh, weird.
That's
So you
weird.
can open up as a PDF, I guess.
Wait, sirens.
So what am I looking for?
134 for me says we have a winner.
Yeah, so if you read a little lower, you'll see the wall to wall that says sirens, exterior, burnt warehouse.
Okay. Oh, got it.
That's where we're going to start.
Where is it?
52nd Street.
Do a
What
search. Ruben, it's on page 135 of the PDF, but maybe on 134. It starts on 134 probably, which is where it says sirens. But if you do a search, like a PDF search for "Don't Want to Hurt the Boy," it'll put you on the page that we want to be on.
Oh, I'll be right back. While you're looking, I'm gonna be right back.
Okay,
Alright,
yeah, we're gonna take like a little break, but while we're getting ready, so please bear with us. Those of
Alright.
you watching at home.
This is gonna be
I
fun.
see. Batman, you don't want to hurt the boy. You don't want to hurt the boy.
Father, you try to stay back when you yell, because it does clip when you get loud. So you gotta like go further back from your mic, just FYI, to do a good sound. Because I know you're gonna like give it your full ham. You're gonna give it your full.
I'm gonna give it something.
You'll give it
El
something.
jamón entero.
So I'm chief. I'm Commissioner Dent. I'm Chief Gordon, and
Commissioner
Dent is,
Gordon.
Commissioner Gordon. That's what I meant. Chief, don't call me Chief. Alright.
Harvey Dent is the district attorney.
District Attorney. I don't know what I was talking about. I'm drunk.
You don't know what you were talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm drunk.
So who am I playing?
You're the wall to wall, so you're gonna do all the, We figured since you were playing video games, but if you feel a part,
You're gonna
like,
wait wall to wall. You mean I'm the narrator?
yeah, you're
Yeah.
like exterior, burnt warehouse. That's where you're actually gonna start. Sirens.
That's the biggest part. That's literally the biggest part.
Wait,
Yeah, but
we gotta-
it requires
we
the
gotta
least amount of soul.
yeah, you could just be like, like just phone it home if you wanted to. But what? Do you want to be Gordon instead?
Yeah,
I'll be the
Gordon.
wall to wall. You want to
I'll
be
be
Gordon? Okay, I'll be wall to wall then. All right,
Okay.
I'm the
I
wall.
lost.
I'm
I
gonna be
lost
I'm gonna be Batman and be your kid. If you're okay
Alright.
with that.
Is everybody ready?
I like it.
No, I'm playing with my hair.
So, are we starting with that? You don't want to hurt the boy line?
No.
No, we're
but
starting with the
sirens.
wall to wall.
So Dent has the first line. You brought your oops, that one.
You brought your cops.
Do I look like Batman if I do
Did I
this?
say cops? I did.
You said oops.
You brought your oops.
You brought your oops.
What the fuck is wrong with me? Oh yeah, I've been drinking.
Okay.
All right, let me make this bigger. I have to make it bigger on my screen. Hold on.
Oh my god, you brought your oops.
Oops. You got your fucking oops. All right, now it's super fucking big on my screen.
Commissioner
Now I guess-
Gordon's a bit
Alright.
clumsy.
Tell me when you guys are.
I'm gonna play Gordon with some sass.
Tell me when you guys are ready, and you do look like Batman Fatheree in a weird way. So tell me when you guys are ready, and I shall.
I was born ready.
Okay.
Should I play Gordon more Cuban?
You have to make that decision quickly and stick with it whatever you do. All right, here we go. Okay. Oh shit, I'm on the right script. All right, here we go. Sirens. Exterior, burnt warehouse, 52nd Street. Continuous. Cop cars descend on the warehouse. Interior, second floor, burnt warehouse. Continuous. Dent looks at Gordon, furious.
You brought your cops?
All they know is there's a situation. They don't know who or what. They're just creating a perimeter.
You think I can't? Okay, sorry. I need both eyes for this. You think I want to escape? There's no escape from this.
Dent indicates his face, his suffering.
No one needs to escape because no one's done anything wrong. And nobody has to.
You have to stick with it. Dent chuckles, a macabre sight.
I've done plenty wrong, Gordon. Just not quite enough. Yet.
Dent squeezes the gun a little tighter against the little boy's neck. The boy whimpers.
You don't want to hurt the boy, Dent.
Dent turns. Batman steps from the shadows.
It's not about what I want. It's about what's fair.
To Gordon and Batman.
You thought we could be decent men in an indecent world. You thought we could lead by example. You thought the rules could be bent, but not break. You were wrong. The world is cruel.
Shows his coin.
And the only morality in this cruel world is chance. Unbiased, unprejudiced, fair.
Shows the coin.
Nothing fair ever came out of the barrel of a gun, Dent.
Oh, shows the coin.
His boys got the same chance she had. 50-50.
Batman. I'm slowly skipping, sorry. Batman, I'm the worst wall to wall. Batman steps closer, desperate, trying to reach Dent.
What happened to Rachel wasn't chance. We decided to act. We three. We knew the risks, and we acted as one. We're all responsible for the consequences.
Dent looks at Batman, pleading.
Then why was it only me who lost everything?
Batman looks into Dent's eyes, emotional.
It wasn't.
Furious.
The Joker chose me.
Because you were the best of us. He wanted to prove that even someone as good as you could fall.
Bittersweet.
And he was right.
But you're fooling yourself if you think you're letting chance decide. You're the one pointing the gun, Harvey. So point it at the people who were responsible. We all acted as one. Gordon, me, and you.
Dent is listening, the wheels in his deranged mind turning.
Fair enough.
Dent eases his grip on the boy.
You first.
He points the gun at Batman, flips the coin, tails. He shoots. Batman collapses to the ground, touching his gut. Dent. Dent.
My turn.
He points the gun at his own head, flips the coin, heads. He looks a little disappointed. Finally, he points the gun back at Gordon's son.
Your turn, Gordon.
You're right, Harvey. Rachel's dead. Rachel's death was my fault, man. But punish me.
I'm about to. Tell your son it's going to be alright, Gordon. Lie like I lied.
Gordon looks up, pained, locks eyes with his son.
It's going to be alright, son.
Dent flips the coin. Hi. Dent's eyes follow the coin. Up, Batman hurls himself at Dent and the boy. All three of them vanish over the edge. A terrible crash, then silence, but for the sound of Dent's coin spinning on the floor at the edge of the hole. Gordon, horrified, runs to the edge, peers down. Dent lies at the bottom of the hole, his neck broken, dead. The coin stops spinning, good side up. Gordon's son swings into view, hanging from Batman, who is holding onto a joist with all his strength. Gordon reaches down and grabs his son, hauls him up. Batman falls, dropping, smashing through protruding wooden pipes. He lands hard near Dent. Exterior burnt warehouse, 52nd Street continuous. The cops prepare to storm the front door. Interior burnt warehouse. Gordon races down the stairs, rushes over to Batman. James. Who's playing James? Oh, Fatheree, you're James.
We're done, I think.
Oh, I thought
Dad!
the kid gets a line, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Dad! Is he okay?
Gordon crouches at Batman's side. The Batman gasps Gordon's arm, staggers to his feet.
Thank you.
You don't have to.
Yes, I do.
Gordon and Batman stare down at Dent's body, grave.
The Joker won.
Gordon stares down at scarred side of Harvey Dent.
Harvey's prostitution.
Execution.
Everything he fought for. Everything Rachel died for. Undone. Whatever chance Gotham had of fixing itself, whatever chance you gave us of fixing our city, becoming a little more Mexican as I do this.
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah,
that.
you switched from Cuban to
I went
Mexican.
from Cuba to dies with Harvey's reputation. We bet it all on him. The Joker took the best of us and tore him down. People will lose all hope.
There you go. You got it back.
No, they won't.
Looks at Gordon.
They can never know what he did.
Incredulous.
5 dead, 2 of them cops. We can't sweep that under.
No! But the Joker cannot win.
Batman crouches to Dent's body.
Gotham needs its true hero.
Gently, he turns Dent's head so the good side of his face is up. Turn your head, Dent. The good side. There you Gordon looks from Dent's face to Batman, understanding.
You can.
Yes, I can.
Batman stands, faces Gordon.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I can do those things because I'm not a hero like Dent. I killed those people. That's what I can be.
Angry.
No, you can't. You're not.
Batman hands Gordon his police radio.
I'm whatever Gotham needs me to be.
Insert cut. Gordon stands at a podium at Dent's funeral. Behind him is a large photograph of Dent smiling. That's it. We're done. That was good.
Oh, why are we
Wait.
stopping there? Let's just
Oh,
keep
you want to
going.
have the rest?
Yeah, let's keep going.
All
Like, there's
right,
other-
Gordon, you
Well,
get
no,
your vote.
actually, I would like to stop. My wife just came in here.
Oh, and she gave you the look. No, okay, we'll
She's
stop
not-
right there. We'll stop there. We'll stop there. We'll do the funeral in a future Starfleet.
This is
podcast.
like one page. It's like
All right, give us. Can you give us the one page, Ruben?
Go for it. Go for it.
All right, go. So I said
it's like a
I
page
said
and a
the wall.
half. There's only like
I
a
said
page
the
and a half
wall.
left.
A hero, not the hero we deserve. The hero we needed. Nothing less than a night shining. They'll hunt you.
Oh, Batman voiceover.
Hold up, I lost. I was scrolling down the script and I lost my spot.
You're at bottom of 180, 138.
138.
You'll hunt me.
Insert cut. Gordon on the roof of Gotham's Central, axe in hand, watched by an assortment of cops and reporters.
You'll condemn me. Set the dogs on me.
Gordon takes the axe to the bat symbol, sparking, smashing.
Because it's what needs to happen.
Insert cut. Alfred holds the letter from Rachel, thinking.
Because sometimes the truth isn't good enough.
Alfred burns the envelope from Rachel.
Sometimes people deserve more.
Lucius Fox types his name into the sonar machine. Fox hits the X. The machine flashes red, self-destruct, then dies. Fox smiles to himself. Batman hurries off, limping into the shadows.
Batman.
James runs down the stairs to join Father.
Where's he running, Dad?
Gordon stares after Batman.
Because we have to chase him.
Is that it? Is that the end?
No, keep going. Keep going.
Oh, yeah.
You just keep doing until
Exterior warehouse.
you're gonna get Ruben in so much trouble.
As cops race into the building, the dogs at the scent and pull away from the doorway, following the shadows into the stack of shipping containers. Interior warehouse continuous. James looks at his father, confused.
He didn't do anything wrong.
Gordon stares after the Batman. The sound of the dogs becoming louder and more ferocious.
Why, Dad? Why?
Because
Dockside. Rooftop continuous. The Batman lurches between shipping containers, stumbling, bleeding. He makes it to the bat pod.
he's the hero Gotham deserves. But not the one it needs right now. So we haunt him because he can take it. Because he's not our hero.
You should just
He's
take
a
Gotham to
silent
Miami.
He's a silent guardian. A watchful protector. A dark nigga.
The Batman races up a rabbit to a building light. Cut to black. Credits end. Alright, we did it. Yay. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We still have folks, like 4 folks in the audience. I really appreciate. Oh shit, we have a bunch of comments too. I like Fatheree's impression. of B. Arthur. That's thank you. It's true.
Of B. Arthur.
He does a good job at B. Arthur.
When was I doing B. Arthur?
It was a while ago. I forget what we were doing, but I remember you did something. I don't
What?
know.
I don't. What
Or
are you
I'm
talking
making it
about?
up. I might be making it up.
Who
I'm
said
drunk.
this? Who said this
VJ
comment?
said it. VJ said it. VJ said it.
Oh, I think that's his sense of humor. He was like the Batman voice is B. Arthur. I think.
B. Arthur. All right. Well, that's a good final word. Thank you, gentlemen, for our first solo stream on Starfleet Boy After Dark's channel. There was no simulcast tonight, except for on Facebook, of course. We'll see you next.